Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year's. I'm back. Hey, everybody, welcome back. This is our last Knightcast of 2025, and we are going out with a bang. Um, After a great Christmas break, and of course, me coming back after a 4-day hiatus, um, which I really needed because Saturday night really kind of woke my ass up. Um, as everybody is aware, yes, it is true. I did pass out on stream for the second time in the span of 3 weeks, and then my body just literally gave out, and had to take I took the rest of that night off. I took Sunday off, Monday off, Tuesday off, and I came back tonight. But believe me, I really needed it. My body was like it was one of those moments where it's like, hey, you really need to slow down. This is the break right here. Uh, but I'm back better than ever. I'm back. It's good to be back. I'm happy. I fought the urge to go live and come back early, but my body still waved that white flag in front of me, like, no, 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 you're resting, rest, push it to when you can really do it. So here I am, back, alive, not in a hospital, not in the ER, none of that rumor bullshit. I'm right here. Hello, Sailor Outlaw George. Hello, Killer
All right.
J. Hello,
And
Jorge.
I'm back as
Hello,
well. I was sick for like almost a good few days after a while. I was like, oh my God. I don't know what it was. Probably was influenza or something because this
oh
is
my
the
god.
time of the year that stuff does go around big time. So I'm just like, oh, what is it? And I'm like, did I do something? They were also fixing the water in my neighborhood like twice. So when I was like going to the bathroom, I'm like, why isn't I'm like I look outside, I'm like, ah shit, really? So yeah, not having water for a while, not washing your hands, I'm like, that also probably what got me, probably was my own germs and stuff. So I'm like, ugh. Like a couple Tuesdays ago I felt like, oh, what the hell is this? I'm like, I can go to work. No, I was suffering through work. I was at 50% power going through. And I'm like, no, at 4 o'clock, I'm like, no, I just gotta leave, get out of here. And almost as I'm leaving, I'm like, ow, ow. So I'm like, yeah, yeah, not great. Thankfully, I went back on that following Saturday where I'm like, all right, I feel much better now, so I can go to work. So, so things like that does happen, and it sucks. But here's the big thing, ladies and gentlemen. Happy New Year! We made it through another freaking year. A lot of highs and lows stuff, as we will always say, no politics here because let's just ignore that. Being sick suck, and I rarely get sick, and I mean I rarely get sick. When I call in
Yeah,
sick to work, they're like,
you're
"Ooh, are
like
you
me.
okay?"
You're like me. You and I rarely get sick. Like you and I both rarely get sick. The only
Like
time we ever
it's
get sick, and the funny thing is, when we really get sick, ladies and gentlemen, we really get sick. And I'm amazed this year has. I'm amazed. I was only sick a couple times this year, which is a new record for me because
me. It's
it's
been 2 years
amazing.
since I've been sick or got something that's really serious. Because 2 years ago, he knows this. We were on Nights at the Anime Table. I just came back from my convention. I'm like, yeah, I'm doing fine. And then it's the constantly getting tired. I'm waking up. I'm like, what the hell is going on with me? Yeah, I had the coof. Found out. I'm like, shit. So
Mhm.
that was not fun at all. So it's been 2 years since that. I'm like, oh yeah, it's been 2 years since that. So thankfully it wasn't that. But again, happy New Year, everybody. Thank you for coming by, celebrating. This is kind of like more of a recap of the last few weeks of what been going on. Obviously, the Game Awards were a couple weeks ago. The big winner was Claire Obscured. There were some cool announcements here and there. Do I think Claire deserved the sweep? If it was a good game, it deserves it. But I also would like to say that we gotta do better at getting balancing things out. Because if there's got to be a criticism I'm gonna have is that you say you support indies, yet one indie kept dominating the competition. It's almost, it was like, if they were nominated, I'm like, well, somebody's gonna obviously win. Or if you're gonna do the best performance category, you might as well start dividing things up into both a male and female category. Because some of them felt unfair when you got 3 nominees and the others get overshadowed.
Yeah. As much as we all love Troy Baker, I love to do the pieces. I'm excited for him in Mouse PI. I feel like someone else should have had that spot. And remember, I'm not knocking Troy Baker here. I'm not knocking.
Neither am I
It's
with Troy
just
or Claire. It just feels like if you're gonna have like 3 nominees for the same game, both whatever length they have for a role, it's like then we need to start dividing things out just a bit better, going like the Oscar does in Golden Globes, both male and female, both lead and supporting. And then we go, there we go, now we got an idea where things are. But congratulations to Claire and all the other nominees, even though a lot of them were like, great, I'm going up against Claire. And it's like he's like even Anime Night said that you got to feel bad for those who do show up, and it's like you don't get anything, or the nomination is at least still there. Like, well, I got nominated, I'm here. They were cheering for me, but there is.
I would rather I would rather I thought about that, and while I'm gonna walk back that stance just a little bit. I as bad as I feel for the people who do show up, to be nominated, I firmly believe is like the best, is like it's not a
It's the
consolation
greatest honor you
prize.
can get. They
Yes, it's
still
the
thought
second
of you.
greatest. And it's like, okay, we got nominated, we got to the ballroom dance, but how can we get there to where we're at a coronation? How can we get to the stage where we're crowned king? Where do we go from there? So I would look at it as like a framework for next year.
About speaking about next year, probably one of the big things that were the biggest highlights of of a great joke and a great trailer. We finally saw the teaser for Street Fighter the movie 2026, and our reactions was holy shit, they look good. This is why I keep saying I need to see them in the actual costumes, not like, oh, they're playing the character and you see who they're playing. They they look good here. The ones we did see, except for you, Jason. I still can't get over this one. Like, are we sure this is the design we want to go with? Please?
Yeah, are you sure this is what we're gonna go with?
Maybe he'll be updated later, so maybe he'll be updated.
Everyone else is up there, and Cody Rhodes, God bless him, he actually understood the assignment and went for it.
America.
Hey, California
America,
with the $2 super chat.
Like the moment when the trailer starts, like, okay, there's like, oh my, okay, that's Ryu, that's Ken, and then you see like Sean is like, whoa, then you see Zangief, and then everybody else just starts popping in. I'm like, what the hell, man?
So for those who weren't there for our watch of the game,
I was literally like, whoa.
We were losing our collective shit. We were like, wait a damn minute. Wait,
and the crowd went like, oh, when they
we're
saw
like
Zangief and a few others, they were like, whoa.
And me and Joker were like, are we sure this is the are we sure about, because I was blown away by how great it looked. I'm like, this has to be bait, and it's not.
No,
it was the actual trailer. It was the actual trailer, and I'm like,
the actual costumes. Some are definitely modified to fit the actors better, or
I thought
they still keep the iconic looks to design, so it looks great. Like obviously, Ken and Ryu and Ken, they look freaking phenomenal in their iconic look. Although, funny enough, you go through the trailer when Ryu is doing this, I'm like, that's from Street Fighter 3. That's for the startup when he does this. I'm like, hey, they've done their homework for stuff. You see, like Chun-Li, over here when she's fighting Julie over here, she does the iconic leg lift up, and it's like, there it is, there it
And
is.
there it
That's what she's
is.
known for.
Hey, Gerald
Them
Sorrow, what's
legs.
up, buddy?
When you see Cody Rhodes again as freaking America over there does the iconic backflip, I'm like, hey, he didn't go back and forth. That must be the NPC controlling him.
Hey,
Vega
Big Angry
is shirtless in the
Phil.
trailer in one shot. Seeing 50 Cent just show up, I'm like, I know he's older than most of them, but I'm like, dude, still got it. I wish he was fighting in the trailer. But again, when I
Actually,
saw
50 Cent,
Zangief,
50 Cent is
50
still
Cent's still
built.
good. He's
It
still
looks
built.
like he could still go a few
Look
more
at him right there.
rounds.
He still got it. Old, but still got it.
He could do one more action flick. He could do one more action flick and then
I'm
call
glad
it.
he's in this movie. I'm so glad he's
Yeah.
in it. I'm like, thank you, 50 Cent. Like, Vega, like, I'm still iffy about his actor, but again, he's got the mask, he's got the claws, he is shirtless. They did show another one later online of Vega being shirtless. That's great. Dawson, I actually like his stance that he does. I'm like, this is exactly how he's fighting. Obviously, Jason was in the trailer, but like maybe this will be better in the actual movie. I could be wrong. But when I saw Zangief pulling the tractor, I'm like, that's easy for Zangief, but he's always known to go extreme. The man literally fights bears in the freaking video games. I'm like, I gotta see him fight a bear in the movie, please. Please let there be a bear fight. Like his character introduction is him fighting the bear. I'll be going, yeah. But the dude was tall. He was jacked. I was like, oh my god. That like, I love how everybody looks, and they're not afraid to go camping on you. These are the designs. We want to see them. I know, don't fuck this movie up. Don't fuck it up. But it still could. But I'm glad when I saw everybody, I was like, yay! Even our sumo wrestler over here, I was like, damn. And he's an actual fighter in real life. So I'm like, bravo. Almost like half the cast does have fighting experience here in some shape or form. That's what we're looking for. So good. I'm still a little iffy on Bison here, but I could be proven wrong if he says the iconic line. For me, it was Tuesday. If he says that in the movie, I can forgive everything about him. That's all you got to do for me. Just say it. For me, it was Tuesday.
I'm excited. I'm excited. And Cammy, holy crap. They did not hold back. They did not
we'll
hold
get
back.
to Cammy. Akuma still looks great. I'm a little iffy about
Yes.
the beard to get the facial stuff, but Akuma looks good here. This is what I expect to see from you. They're even doing Dan Hibiki. Even I know this guy. I'm like, they're doing Dan. Well, props to you. Props to you for doing Dan and not being afraid to go there. Thank you. Oh, if you guys are wondering who Joe was, he was just an NPC in the first game, right? He was just an NPC.
I was wondering what that was all about. I'm like, I don't remember Joe that much,
Because
but
he was an NPC in the fight in the background, and then he was like a bonus stage. So now he went from NPC to actual fighter.
I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. Now here's the thing. I know whether you love Eric Andre or hate him, you gotta admit he is rocking the outfit.
He's rocking the outfit. He's the announcer. Also, don't forget on the show, he said, "Why do you say something so controversial, yet so bold? Why do you pick a controversial actor, yet so bold?" But there's a clip on his show where he goes, "Hadouken!" Now, years later, he's in a Street Fighter movie. Think about that.
That is actually crazy.
And
but
yes,
I do respect.
He was rocking it. He's going to be a great announcer. I can't wait for his commentary. If he's going to be so dry or be his usual. Now, why do you say something so controversial, yet so bold? Or him just going. What are you
doing? And of course, and with Cammy, they did not hold back.
For
they
our dolls,
did not
our
hold.
beautiful dolls. I was afraid that they're going to check it out on Cammy. They didn't. Street Fighter Alpha Cammy design when she's still with M. Bison. She is a clone for M. Bison. So M. Bison made a clone of her, and all of the other dolls are clones of her. So Cammy's a clone of M. Bison, and Julie's a clone of Cammy. So, woo! Also, fun fact from Mel, she was Natara in the last Mortal Kombat movie.
Yep.
I was like, I was wondering why she looked familiar. I'm like, where have I seen it before? I'm like, oh, Mortal Kombat, Natara.
Yeah,
Well, what
I
are the
paused for
odds
a
of
minute. I'm
that?
like, wait a minute. I know that face.
So I was like, yeah. And Julie obviously is a doll over here, so this will be interesting how they handle the dolls and all the characters. Hell, even she said that I got to kick some ass on the last day. I'm like, okay, let's do it. So, but it's out next year in October, the same month that would have been Street Fighter this year. But there was a little diss by Ken's actor, by Noah. I love it because he's like, we're not the only ones who's here. We have the Mortal Kombat cast here, so bring them out here. He said, like, no, they're not here because they don't care about you. They don't like money. And I'm like, ooh, ooh. I was
Oh,
like,
that is
damn,
that was
shots
shots fired.
fired.
Hey, Crystal, getting what's up?
That
But
was
we
shots fired. But with all good things, there's still a balance because, guys, please don't fight with each other because over here, we I think because of that, we got another look at the Mortal Kombat movie out next year in
they got
May.
pissed off about that. So it's like you
They
almost
must have been
dropped the
like,
trailer.
"Don't you dare!" Because here's the thing: I still love Scorpion. I mean, it's Scorpion here. It's Johnny Cage. It's Kano. So obviously, they might be fighting Noob Saibot here. They might be fighting quietly Noob Saibot. So I'm like, or they could be fighting somebody else. But it's still in hell, so that's where we saw Noob Saibot. So I'm like, it's got to be that at least because you got Cage and Kano here, so they got to be fighting somebody with Scorpion assisting. So
I hope it's Noob Saibot. He really needs put respect on that man's name. I mean, Jesus. The first time I seen him was in this is before I went back and played the older arcade games. I was more into like the Mortal Kombat Deception. That's where I got my first look at him. He was good. I'm like, okay, I like this. But this looks good. I
but
like this.
it still looks good. So it's out in May next year. So way before Mortal for Street Fighter. Obviously, they'll probably play the Street Fighter trailer for that one just to help promote everybody. But now I got to ask the big question: with Noah Centineo calling out Mortal Kombat, would you like to see a crossover fighting with two Titans?
I think it can work because remember Street Fighter. Oh, take care, Crystal Kitten. Happy New Year.
Well, we had the Street Fighter and Tekken crossover years ago with Capcom and Bandai. I wish that was more successful because we could have got a Tekken Street Fighter 2 crossover. But Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, I don't care if it's a game. I don't care if it's a live action movie. We should do it. Do it.
We got Mortal Kombat and DC already. We already had that, so there is no excuse. There is no excuse for this to not happen because you have all the right elements, you have all the right people to do it. Let's make it happen. Two of the greatest fighting titans since sliced bread. Just have it duke it out. I would love to see the fate. I would love to see the
I would
Street
love
Fighter
to see
characters.
Cannon's spiral arrow as a fatality. That would be
Yes.
so brutal. Chun Li's helicopter kick as a fatality as well. I want to see like all the different fatalities or what people would look like in different styles in live action or animation or a video game. How would you do this? Come on, this is money right here. You're telling me you got two fighting video games movies out next year, and no one's like, "Hey guys, should we announce something?" I know it would take them years to do it and legal rights and everything, but just do it. This will be fun for everybody.
Capcom, Mortal Kombat. Look at all this fucking money on the table.
Capcom, NetherRealm,
Look at all the money
WB,
on the table. Look at this money on the
Soon on
table.
Netflix Overlords for WB. You want money? This is easy money right here for you. I'm
You can make
giving
$1
you
billion
free
in one
marketing.
take. You can make
And
$1
when Noah
billion.
shows up back at the Game Awards, you can have freaking Scorpion over here, freaking rope dart him, saying, "Get over here," and watch the crowd go crazy. It's money. But Two Titans coming out next year. I'm so excited. It's great to be a video game fan for better live action adaptations of movies that are coming the way. So that's what I want to see. That's what I want to happen. You know, get these projects off the ground and whatnot. And speaking about something getting finally off the ground, after a few years of waiting, it's finally here, out literally next month. The second Hathaway movie, the Mobile Suit Gundam Hathaway Flash, The Witch of Circle, the second movie in the planned trilogy. The first film release back in 2021. I know, feel old right now. Woo!
Oh
So
my
finally,
lord.
good lord, it's finally here. And this is a sequel, and these are the sequel trilogies too of the original Gundam timeline, which is Unicron with Automon and Char's. So these take place years after Char's Rebellion. So think about that. You can watch the original series, watch Char's Rebellion, and then go to Hathaway. So think about that.
Oh yes. I'm this is good. This is good. Yeah, it took 5 years it took 5 fucking years to get here, but
For
I'm
Sunrise being
glad.
busy, finally getting the screenplays right, and want to make this a little special. It's here. Better late than
Which
never.
we're not gonna fault for that, people. We're not gonna fault for that because you know what? We respect hard work and dedication. We respect it because this looks good. I like how this looks. I'm very excited. I hope this does really good. I am very thrilled to see that that this got off
Yeah,
the
there they are,
ground.
the mechas.
Yep,
Ooh,
yep,
boy.
there they are.
Classic Sunrise. It, so
Uh-oh.
Gundam has been
Ger
around for so many years. Good
Gerald
shows, bad
Sauer has
shows,
a
good movies, good mangas. It's been all over the place, and video games too. So another continuation of the series is great. So congratulations. If you guys still want to get to Gundam, obviously I'm gonna recommend the original show or Iron Blood Orphans. He's gonna recommend Gundam Wing or the some of the stuff that are more brutal with a lot of cool action. There's a lot of stuff out there. So take your pick, start somewhere and enjoy. Although if you get some more heavy drama stuff, just be aware you might be watching Gundam where you don't go, what did I miss? What did I miss? What did I miss? Yes, I'm looking at you, Unicron or Unicorn.
Oh, God,
God,
don't remind me.
it's
Don't
still
remind.
it's still a good
Don't.
one, but man, is it so long? It
I'm
feels
like,
even longer.
I felt like I passed out like midway through, and I wake up like what time is it? What time is it? I look, and he's still talking. I'm like, did I miss a scene or? Oh, Jesus
No,
Christ!
you didn't miss a scene or anything, but there's
Good God, that thing was putting me
all
that.
that as well. But
Remember, folks, if you're feeling really tired, put that on for five. Put that show on. I guarantee you'll fall asleep in 5 minutes, maybe. Maybe.
but
Depending on what episode you were on in that show, you might fall asleep.
depending on the show. But we do have an update for a little bit of the remake or the more faithful adaptation of the upcoming The One Piece by Studio Wit, not the Toei one, because Toei just ended season one, air quotes unquotes, wink wink of One Piece before they go more to a seasonal content because they cut up to the manga now. But according from Jump Fest, it was hinted that Ayumi Takanaka, now 7 years old, will be continuing voicing Luffy in the anime remake by Studio Wit, but she asked the staff to let a new VA take over the role for Luffy. Her request was declined.
What?
How many?
That's rare.
How many? Mm,
Oh, man, I got
How
you.
many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
it feels like to me, I think she was just being honest. Like, hey, let someone else take over for the remake. Like, I'll still do the main one. But she's also
Hey,
70
John.
years old, and again, if you look at Goku's voice actress, I still don't know why she's still voicing Goku. Like you can tell it's getting harder for her, and I'm glad she's still voicing Goku after so many freaking years. But at the same time, it would be carefully. I would like to say, if you can still do it, wonderful. But if you feel like I can't do this no more, I need to just relinquish the role peacefully, give it to a new VA who can be my understudy, learn exactly what I do, but also continue legacy. That's great. And for Mayumi, I still love the fact that she gave Inekio the straw hat for him. So when he becomes the pirate captain, the live action version, he can get the hat back to her. So I'm like, I like that bit. But when you do it for such a long time, some people just say, I just want to be done. That's why some of the Japanese VAs over the years, they have relinquished their role, saying that I'm done. I can give it to somebody else now to safely retire. But when it comes from the main one saying, hey, I'd like to have someone else take the role. And it's like, no, it's like, well, okay. That's got to be interesting day that they can have the role. But it's like, no. It's like, I mean, she's not getting any younger. So that's what I'm saying. She's not getting younger. And she feels like, hey, I don't have to do the remake project. I'll give it to somebody else.
Exactly, because remember, folks, content creators, movie stars, voice actors, we're all human. We don't age. We don't stop aging. Yeah, all of our content's going to be there and everything, but the fact of the
All
matter
the time
is,
is not kind. And
no,
if she
it's
felt
not.
like, no, I'm hitting a certain limit right now, I can just give it. And you know what? It was a remake, a more faithful adaptation of the
I'm
material.
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure with the royalties and everything, she could live comfortably currently right now, and it's good on her that she wants to foster new talent. Like, hey, give it give it to these guys, give them the chance. I
I'm
had
so
my
glad she
fun.
does it for the live action adaptation. Like we said, that even she praised the show for how very good it is and the performance of the cast. That she's like, I can still do the dubbing for this one. So that was great. There's even a great video on the Netflix Japanese side of thing where you see like the Straw Hats together for Japan, and they go over like scene by scene on their favorite stuff on the show and on how they thought that like, oh no, this is gonna be a little hard to match the performance because they got to match the lip flaps, and they said that like some of it was really easy to get into, or how even the Japanese actress for Nami, she said that she knows this scene's important, how great Emily Rudd did it for the Arlong Park arc, how Emily did the scene justice, or how they say that Zoro's line was supposed to be that you're my captain from this point onwards was said later in a more serious scene, kind of enhances the dialogue. So when you get praises by that, it's like you know you're doing something right.
Yes, indeed, and I'm proud of Mayumi, like considering, because not many VAs will do that. Not many VAs will be like, "Hey, I'm honored for this role and everything, but my time is not long. Why don't you guys go ahead and care? I don't mind the recast and everything. Give it to somebody who I know can do it. Give it to the new people. Let them shine for once." The old guard's not gonna be around
Oh
forever.
no, we're sadly losing a lot of wonderful talent left and right over the years. So I keep saying
Even
every
the
year.
younger talent even the younger talent's
Some
not
of
safe.
the younger talent keeps shocking me for how young they are, and I go, I'm not much older than them, or they're just slightly younger than me by several years. So I'm like, I get a little nervous. But we'll kind of keep you guys a little update on this if she will continue for this or it'll be reversed. But hopefully we'll see. But speaking about this adaptation, again, I love you, Netflix, from time to time. I love you getting more anime, but with the anime comes the critique still. And it looks like, kind of like we saw with this year with Moonrise, for how Netflix barely promoted the show, and how WIT employees were saying that promote the darn show. And it's like, well, fine, we'll do it. It looks like Studio WIT is still criticizing them in a non-existent marketing strategies for individual series. And it looks like that the One Piece remake is also getting blamed for this as well. And I don't blame Studio WIT or any company working with it. It's not exclusive to Netflix. Look at all your companies out there. People will say, but Crunchyroll is not as great as you think they are. They do promote their shows, but how many of them are still the mainstream titles versus what very little 80s, 90s, or 70s anime they do have that barely get the recognition, or stuff that's coming that people say that you should keep an eye on this, but they hardly promote it. Everybody's guilty of this. Just think about that. Everybody's guilty.
Oh, yes. And this is why this is why Netflix we have our fair share of criticisms of everything when it comes to anime, and we do give our positives when it's done right. I mean, the One Piece anime live action, I'm happy. I love
Excellent.
it.
Netflix
Yes,
starting to get a little better of simulcasting, whether it be
I could praise it all day,
full-blown
every day. I could
Japanese or
praise it all
getting a
day.
weekly dub out. Very good. Getting better at getting a proper Netflix Twitter account for the anime content. Good. Promoting more on their main socials. Better. Again. But when stuff like this comes out, it's like, I want to know when this is coming out, instead of being that here's a stealth drop, there's no promotion, or again, back in the old day, them holding on to stuff for so long that when it finally comes out, it's like, is this finally here? Like, seriously, Jaeger, good anime,
Oh,
by the way, one season only, but they barely marketed. And if you didn't watch it, you're like, what is this anime? And I tell people that you didn't watch it. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. They failed to
and
market it.
and I'm gonna keep bringing this up, but look at Incredibles 2, and yeah, that is way too late. That was way too late.
Or
So
you're
many,
years too late.
so they should have done it like I want to say 2 years after the first movie because it still
But
kept the
Brad Pitt
hype
was
and
busy
everything.
doing other stuff. That's the thing. And if there wasn't a proper story, then that's fine. It still made a lot of money, but sometimes you're just years too late. And it's like, well, I'm glad I saw it, but this could have been out a lot sooner, or they changed the story and whatnot. Like I said, it's not just Netflix. You look at everybody out there, they're guilty of one thing over another. And it's like, oh, well, it's too late now, or stuff that should be out like right away because it's being promoted. Like again, like I said, my classic example of take JoJo Part 6 on Netflix. It was an anime that was hyped to end and back. We were excited, but those darn batches were one thing. And I also did wonder if David Production was still working on some episodes here and there. They probably want to be like, well, we'll get it in batches. So these batches are out. Let us work on some more. And probably they also were working on multiple different anime at the time. Even in my own video, I said that I'll give them the benefit of the doubt because we were still waiting for Spriggan. Good anime, by the way. I've yet to watch the movie, but the David Productions adaptation was pretty good. Don't forget Fire Force Season 2, along with a few other things. So it's like probably David needed more time. Hence, the batches of episodes did work out in their favor at the end. But when it all finally came out, one full year later, with those batches, the Japanese cast and crew were crying over there. But the American side was like, where's our thing? Where's our promotion and everything? Where's anything? outside of Kira Buckland doing the famous lines from JoJo, that's like the only thing I saw from us. Like we could have had like full blown cast interview. Imagine everybody from the original cast, parts 1 through 6. Rest in peace, Billy Kometz, talking about JoJo, saying, "Here we are, part 6. It's the end of the timeline before the reboot of next year for part 7." Imagine if Netflix did that. They had the balls to do that, or even had the chance to, like, let's interview Rocky Sensei about how the anime's been received and how JoJo's has conquered the world. You know how cool that would have been? Them doing stuff like that? But they kind of don't. It's an idea that they should be doing, and I'm glad. Again, they are promoting stuff better for some shows that you may not heard about, but something like JoJo should have gotten like the big special treatment. But there's that. And I keep talking about JoJo. Here we go. Let's move on from this. Hallelujah. It's coming out in March 19th for JoJo. We have a release date, but you want to know something even better about this?
What's up?
It's not just the fact that's like, oh, we got JoJo. It's finally coming out in March. Here's the big thing. The first episode will be out on March 19th, but look at the runtime. 47 minutes. So, to me, in layman terms, I'm wondering if we're going to do the first episode. It's going to cover the first few chapters, at least from JoJo, or even like an entire manga volume, depending on who you're asking. But
hey,
does that mean they've heard the cries? Are we going to get simulcast episode? Because they say this is just one episode. It's not the entire season. It's one episode. So, did Netflix learn? Did WB learn with them? It's like, it's JoJo. We need to do better. Have our answers been heard? I'm probably going to say yes. Because after this, I better catch every episode 1 week from now. Because March 19th is on oh my God. There we go. It's on a Thursday, and then they say every other Friday, watch every Friday starting on March 27th, watch JoJo. So could JoJo Fridays finally be back? That would be so cool.
Oh.
That would be so cool if they do that.
Yes, indeed. I wholeheartedly agree.
And the Stone Ocean. So this is Steel Bar Run. This is the run across of America on a big horse race. You know, this is also them Araki kind of redoing part 1 a bit. Johnny in the middle, he is paralyzed from an incident, and Gyro over there with his ball, he's kind of like his ally and all this. But most importantly, we get to see the reincarnation version of Dio, so this will be awesome. If you're saying, wait, isn't Dio the dinosaur in this one? Yes, he is. It's kind of cool, though. It's weird, but completely Iraqi. So I am very much excited for this. It's only going to be a few months, and then we'll be here. So hallelujah. Speaking about what's going to be coming premiering in the year 2026, you finally have it, guys. Here it is, Black Clover Season 2. Congratulations, Black Clover fans. Your wait is finally over in the year.
And keep in mind, we got Black Clover 2 before GTA 6, so suck it.
Those GTA 6 games are going to be funny and hilarious. But at the same time, I did like what was on Netflix. It's still on Netflix, the Black Clover, the Wizard King movie. I feel like that was pretty good. I've seen a few episodes of Black Clover here and there. Granted, I'm still way behind everybody else, especially in the manga terms, but I do like what I've seen the anime.
No judgment here.
Watching the movie, I'm like, yeah, this is still pretty good. All the new magic flying off was pretty cool. It was very much nice choreographed to some cool spectacles. Some stuff I was like, what the hell are they talking about? And I went like, oh, okay, that's later in the series, I guess. So this was still cool to see. But finally, it is back. The shonen version of Berserk is back. And no, I'm not even joking. The creator of Black Clover literally said, I want to create the Shonen Jump version of Berserk. Because just take a look at the sword. It's the Dragon Slayer. It's also Ichiko's sword from Bleach. Heck, he said he's been inspired by Berserk and Bleach. Just kind of take a look at Black Clover a little bit. You'll be surprised to see some references here and there. So, but we don't know what month in next year will be in, but here it is. It's finally coming out. Yay, huzzah!
I'm okay with the year and everything. I'm okay with that. I'm sure we're gonna get more, but at least I'm happy. That's all I really care about. Everything else is gonna come second, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead, Joker.
Okay.
God, I miss doing this.
Yeah, no, it's fun. So, for those of you who are wondering what the hell is going on with Square Enix lately, I really can't really get into the whole what's going on with the whole shareholders and things and whatnot, due to the whole restructuring or what's going on profit-wise, where they're putting everything into.
That's above our pay
probably
grade,
the best thing in layman terms is that Square is still going to be around, but you can still start to see things could creepy into more. The shareholders might take more control of the company or not. So kind of be aware of that in the future. And no, I still don't want to hear that they're not mentioning Kingdom Hearts 4. I'm going to say this off the record. You are owned nothing from Square. They are a business company. They're in the business to make money. And not to mention, it's not even their IP. It belongs to Disney. So literally, Disney over there is doing the meme of, no, it's my intellectual property. I can sit on it if I want to. But also at the same time, on the record, I'm going to say this. I think they've learned the lesson from Kingdom Hearts 3. Don't keep showing trailers so often, along with these interviews talking about the game, and just have the game be this. Is this really the game they wanted out the door? Because I'm going to be honest with you. All that waiting for a game that was like, is this really the Title 3 that we were waiting for? I don't want to hear that my expectations were so high and everything. Let's just be honest. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't think that was worth the wait.
No.
Because I think it was a byproduct of the time accidentally. Because I could play Gravity Rush 2 and get a better experience. I think Gravity Rush 2 was what I wanted from Kingdom Hearts 3.
The fact of the matter is, we can forgive like accidental leaks and everything. We can forgive that. It's like, oh no, that's completely fine. You didn't mean to. Oh, that's not the official trailer yet. Oh, okay, that's okay. Then we'll wait for the actual trailer. We just
the interview was accidentally mistranslated. That's fine. Let's see what the actual interview is.
Yeah,
when it's more official, it's like, okay, this looks cool.
Because we take a moment to recognize what is actually authentic versus whatever gets thrown out.
What's fan made, what's speculated, what's a rumor. And I always hate the fact that people are going to say, but that they throw the usual terms at you, but like, let me just use some logic of facts. And my logic is this: something must have happened during production, not just an engine switch. This could have been fighting on both sides, on like the Square and Disney side of things. This could have been internal struggles with the direction they want to take, and then eventually you just guys say the usual term: a game has to come out the door, and that's the game that's being shipped. And it's like, and not to mention, there's also, if you got the art book or the collector's edition, you got like a message from Tetsuya Nomura, and it just feels weird how it's worded. It's like, I'm going to say that I think he knew something was going to happen, and that's probably why Ford's like, I need to do better. Everybody's got to do better, because this is Kingdom Hearts. This is your big IP here, and maybe they've learned not to show everything off so often, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with waiting until I get a big, huge, wow, now that's Kingdom Hearts.
Exactly. We want the feeling to be authentic. And I personally feel like that this was really done bad, and we can forgive that because behind the scenes we really do not know what goes on. We hear tidbits here and there and we get some idea, but
And not
on
to
the
mention, they're
grand
also
scale,
for the Japanese industry, they're also very shh about this, unlike the West. So it's like we might not never know what really transpired. But for this news right here, it looks like we're going to get more stuff from a little bit something special with Dragon Quest a little bit. It's been 40 years since the first Dragon Quest game. It's like, yeah, we're still waiting for the new Dragon Quest game. So, especially with the sad passing of Akira Toriyama, who was one of the OG's artists for the first few Dragon Quest games. So, I'm sure they're going to have something special soon, especially with how long the new game's been in development for. Hopefully, we'll see something sooner than later. But this could be something cool if what Saito is hinting at something like here. I'm like, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it one bit.
exactly. And I'm hoping for the best. I'm excited for the 40th anniversary for Dragon Quest. I hope we get my speculation is I hope we get a really cool announcement, something to worth celebrating, looking forward to, and everybody goes home happy because that's what you want. We want all of us to go home happy. It's not that difficult, ladies and gentlemen. But I get it. It's a big event. I get it. But let's make it worth it.
Let's make
But
it worth it. Let's make it worth it here. And there's also, but also at the same time, he's also announced that he's part of the Nier franchise. I know people say it's Nier, but Nier is the spinoff to Drakengard. So without the first Drakengard game, you would not have Drakengard 2, 3. 3 is the prequel to the first Drakengard. 2 is kind of like separate, depending on who you're asking. But going off the original Drakengard's ending E, you get the first Nier game, ending D to the original Niers. It doesn't matter which title it is. You will get that'll lead you to Nier Automata. And you know what? To me, it feels like it's been a long time for the Drakengard series to get a game out the door. Outside of the mobile title, that is. But Square's been suspicious lately. Like I said, reported months ago, we found out that Square stealth dropped the release of the original Drakengard OST on Steam. That was huge, actually. I was like, ooh, they acknowledged that. And in recent news, they also dropped the Drakengard 3 score. I was like, oh, so something Drakengard slash Nier related should be coming, hopefully at least. But then again, at the same time, we also reported that Yoko Taro's like, yeah, I've been making games, but they've been either pulled or shelved. So it's like, who knows? So I'm probably going to say the safest bet. We're probably going to get another remaster or a remaster version of probably Drakengard. I wouldn't mind that one bit because that'll be a perfect way that if you want to know where the franchise came from, that'll be a great place to start with, and then give us Drakengard 3, and then announce something with Nier for those who are still hungry to go back to the Nier verse or the where everybody's left off. But then again, there's still extended material out there if you're that hungry. There's some good mangas, audio dramas, so there's a healthy extended content for you out there to explore.
oh, absolutely. I'm genuinely I was very happy to see that. And it's like good we're actually acknowledging a lot of things and the OG. Let's keep this going. Because without it, we wouldn't have this stuff. And that's what people tend to forget sometimes.
Well, absolutely, because respect the elders, respect where things come from, and I don't want to keep hearing people say that oh no, we don't need that. It's like you do need that because without the
You
stuff we made
do.
beforehand, you would not have all this. Like again, look at the Game Awards when Astrobot won. Uh, mm, that's when they won. they say that, we grew up on platformers, and we want to thank Nintendo for creating all these platformers before us, because we've all played a Nintendo platform, and I thought that was huge for them. Like, yes, respect the elders. They
Yeah.
created some of the best platformers out there. And I
And
remember
Nintendo, as much crap as it's getting right now,
oh, don't
we
get me started on that.
but we still appreciate, though. We can still give it praise for what it's done, the inspiration, and that speech also adds to that
It's
as
the
well.
legacy.
And that's what we all want, and that's what we all do. We honor the legacy. Yeah, right now things are murky at the moment, but we also appreciate and take time to honor the legacy of it. It's not oh, we hate this company, let's pretend it doesn't exist type of bullshit.
I will
No.
still give
We
Microsoft
give it
credit for getting some
we
games out the door and making the
that
West
too.
that can compete, but they're shitty nowadays because they increasing the price, and practically it feels like they gave up on their game division for. But when Microsoft was good back in the day, it felt like we had an actual competitor out there for Sony, Nintendo. But then things went the dark ages of the Kinect
Have a
just
good one,
never
General.
ever went away. It just kept looming over them until it was finally it caught up, and then it's like now we're back to Sony, Nintendo, and now with Steam coming in, it's like they're coming back with a vengeance. So,
Oh
but
yeah,
that's a
we
whole
are.
subject for another day. We'll probably see what the new year will be like with these four giants out there. So, there's that as well. But let's shed some positive news. You, according a 92-year-old Japanese woman is going viral for winning a Tekken 8 esports tournament, becoming one of the oldest esports winners ever. Won the event set up to help seniors live bright, healthy, and active lives. Aww. This
You
is
know what? This is what we need. Ladies and gentlemen, gaming, this is what we mean by gaming is for everyone. This woman is our respected elder and one of us gamers. She had fun and has a strong message to people like her, and it's the positive light. This is what we want. We used to be a proper society, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad this is coming back. I'm glad this is coming back because we need more of this. Lord knows we need more of this, but yes, I'm all for this. Keep going, Joker.
so to me, I've seen videos back out there, like again, we talk about like the Skyrim grandmother playing Skyrim, having fun with that. If you find a passion or hobby you love, I'm gonna say go for it. And I think this is kind of cool that she did win. There she is right there. I'm like,
Please tell me she did that face during the tournament because
I don't know, but we'll
I
pick it up.
would.
But Dextero does say that, Meanwhile, people half our age say they're too old to learn new things. Absolute legend. Just speed ran that excuse. You're never too old to pick up something new, and that is
No,
absolutely
that is true.
true. Okay, so as reported by Ink she told the viewers the match she was aiming for was back up defeating Knife. Ooh, damn.
Ooh.
That's kind of cool, actually. Them still playing like that, and you got to think about like how old or even how fast their reaction speed might be. But I still think that's cool that they did something like this, and it's like, well, you're not too old. And some of them I've seen who are still gaming, they've told people that don't wait, do it now before you don't have the ability to do it. So I find that to be very wholesome and very cute as well, because you're never to learn new things. And what's even better, it's just the same as good. Imagine playing in the One Piece card tournament game and you're going up against McKenyu, the actual Zoro from One Piece. Just imagine.
I would I would not
I'd
be
be
mad if I
freaking out and be
lost.
like,
I would
what are you
not be
playing?
mad.
I wouldn't be mad losing to him at all, but it's like,
I would be like, you know what? I'm glad I got to beat you. I'm happy.
he's even got a play mat aside, but
Ooh.
there's there it is. I'm like that's not a bad set actually. Now I don't play like some of these anime card games, but just
Yeah.
imagine you're just going up, minding your own business. All right, who's my opponent? Oh no,
Oh
I
no.
think the nerd side of me would be too freaky. I'm like I'm making all the wrong plays, but then you
Right?
probably say, "Hey, just here to have fun." I'm like,
Judge, help me. Judge, help me out here. What do I do? What do
like
I
you put
do?
me like face to me, you can like it's someone who I look up to. So it's
I
like
would I would probably have a panic attack or a fan attack. I don't know. But holy
it
crap,
probably would
I
be
would
both. So
I would probably be I'm like, Judge, I respectfully withdraw. I bow
I
to
wouldn't
this
do that, but I
man.
think that's cool because, but I also kind of get what my old coworker used to talk about. We used to talk about like, what do celebrities even do? Some of them that within their free time, and I guess McCain was like, I'm a car player. I'm like a tactical car gamer. So I'm like, sweet, that's kind of badass actually. So, but if you want to know more about anime, I can't pronounce this, but this is from the assistants to the Soul Eater and Fire Force creator. This is his assistant who she has her manga. I can't,
Gachi Gachi Akuda. Gachi Akuda.
Gachi Gachi Akuda is if season 2 officially announced. I've been meaning to watch this because Christopher, who I met from Fire Force and My Hero Academia, he's in this. So it's getting a season 2, and if you're saying why does this look like Soul Eater, because she was trained under her sensei, who is the creator of Soul Eater and Fire Force. So that's why it looks like Soul Eater in that same vein and art style. And he's even said that, hey, she's even cooler than me. So imagine getting praises by your little sensei by that, saying that she's cooler than me. That's the
Mhm.
biggest honor I would receive, saying thanks.
Oh, absolutely. And this and it, I now to tell you the truth, I haven't seen this anime, but I heard it's really good, so I will give this a proper watch. So season 2 is announced, which is yes, which what we want. So I have time to catch up on it, and this looks really good. I could see I could definitely see why it's Soul Eater-esque. But you know what? I'll take that's the biggest praise you can get from your sensei, and I say that's a badge of honor. I'm excited.
I'm excited. I'll probably pick it up sooner than later. So I will do that. You know what's even better? Like I said, what did people do? Final Fantasy 14 and 16 composer Mashiosai Soken says Ghost of Yotai was his favorite soundtrack of 2025. I was astonished to find the fusion of the lo-fi sound with its origins outside of Japan and the familiar of the Japanese scenery I can all too easily call to mind create a kind of comforting chemical reaction. I spend my days pursuit of a single question: just how well does this music match with the game experience? And so, this bold experimental setting different styles against each other like a mixed martial arts fight, very much aroused my interest. Dude, that's got to be the biggest thing out there. And yes, he's probably talking about the lo-fi soundtrack as well, but because that was under direction by the great Shinichiro Watanabe of Cowboy Bebop and fame and Samurai Champloo. But when you're getting praises by that, it's like as well. But you also have to remember that the main composer as well is also helping out as well. So it's like, hey, give props to that completely.
Oh, absolutely.
So hey, I'm just saying out there, if you have to play Ghost of Yotei, go for it. Especially for that amazing soundtrack that they have. It's a really, really good soundtrack. But with all the good, I gotta share a bad with this because this makes me furious. The industry is doomed, my friend. It is doomed. Oh,
Eesh.
so you're telling me Naughty Dog's brand new game, it won't come out till then, which is fine. But you're telling me that has exacted a mandatory overtime after internal deadlines were missed. This has led some staff worried that things could worsen if crunch is already happening. Now, you can hate Jason Bloomberg all you want, but when he reports stuff like this, it's
You
like,
know it's bad. You know it's
no,
bad.
it's bad.
See, this is the problem, ladies and gentlemen. This reinforces what Joker said earlier about releasing trailers early and all this shit. This is the greatest example right here. This is a prime example. You showed a trailer, no release date until now, which is in 2 fucking years from now, which I understand, but at the same token, why couldn't you do this at the Game Awards? It would have made more sense. It would have been fine.
Or at least when it was ready.
That too.
Some people are going to say that, but no, this is just for one thing. Look, if their own staff is saying that, like they're trying to say that, oh, but it was for the demo, but no. If they're saying that crunch is happening now, and it's like, oh no, it's to get out there. Remember, let me phrase that. Even was like, oh, we missed the deadline for a demo. Continue to work on it. Wait until it's ready. Present it again. I don't know why they're doing this, but remember the controversy that came with Last of Us Part 2? Not the actor side of thing, but it was announced it was coming on this specific day. People were ready, but then it's like we have to delay the game indefinitely. It's like, oh, well, okay then. I guess we'll wait for it. But then it's like it's coming out in a few weeks. So I'm like, so it went from indefinitely to a few weeks. I'm like, but the only reason why they got out the door was because of crunch. And some employees said that they were hiring people that had no experience in the video game industry. They were hiring people from Hollywood. It's like, so, and for how badly they crunch, it was like, are they okay over there? And then like Neil Druckmann years later is like, oh, we don't do crunch no more. Now you're crunching again. You're crunching again, Neil. You've learned nothing. You went back on your word. And if someone's going to say that, like, no, this is from Sony, it doesn't matter if it's from Sony or Naughty Dog. Crunch should never happen, period.
No. And because look, we understand from a level. I mean, me and Joker, we're not game developers, but we have a bit of an understanding of the back door, like the policies and all that, trying to get deadlines and everything. We get it. We get the whole meat and potatoes of this, but this is really, really bad. The minute you hear the word crunch, that's when you hit the fucking thermonuclear button.
Like, again, like Rockstar is famous for crunching. Like GTA 5 got crunched. Red Dead Redemption 2 got crunched near like the end of its development cycle. And they're like, oh no, we're proud of crunch and we pay people more money and do like grill outs and stuff that I recall.
Wrong crunch, Jorge, but you're getting the idea. Just wrong company.
Just and it's like, and the game's not out for another 2 years or 2.5 years. I plainly have to say that the only reason why like stuff like that stuff even like comes out that way is that I got it right here. I got it right here because this is the
Oh, Here come the GTA 6 fans. It's like, but GTA 6, no,
It's
GTA 6
that
is
thing
a
will get
different
crunched
story.
indefinitely. Mark
That
my words, like especially when you have to realize that if it's gonna be true, they're gonna play GTA 6 24 hours, 48 hours early. You know that's going to happen regardless.
because GTA 6 has a completely different situation.
It's a different beast within itself.
But Intergalactic though, Naughty Dog, this is what you don't expect. And I'm just and yeah, with Bloomberg and all that, so you can crap on him all over and everything between. But when you hear it from him about how bad this is, you know you fucked up. Let's see.
Like it's kind of sad,
Jesus
like here.
Christ.
I know, jeez.
Wow.
But like you saw this tweet that I said to you as well,
Yeah.
because this is why I don't like this generation at all. Like here's a list of games that were being like or DLC that was canceled. We obviously know about the live service Spider-Man game because we saw a leak of the proof of concept or trailer for the game. So, but why would you do this? Like why?
If you
who's
just
making
took out
this?
if you took out live service and put Spider-Man the Great Web, it would have been fine. It would have been fine. The hype is still there. I'm ready.
But something like never even happened. And you know, this was because this was like, oh, we're gonna make this. But I also remember their report coming out later saying that we don't want to be known as a live service company. But then it's like Neil Druck was like, I got some ideas for part 3. I'm like, hypocrite, or are you just saying they're just ideas for now? And that's why we're getting the Herrick Prophet, that game, because they want to make more single player games. But again, that game is still going to be years away. So, and I'm going to say this, a lot of these announcements you do see now, it's just that, oh, we're working on this game, come work with us. So like, remember, we still don't have anything for Blade outside of that one trailer by Arcane. I mean, they said that like, oh, it's going well, but it's like it's one trailer. It wasn't even that. It's just Blade getting shade. It's like, oh, right, gotta go fight some vampires. I mean, cool, but very
They got the concept right at least,
but it's like there's no gameplay. I
more.
need gameplay. I want actual trailers that show me something.
Show me this body pillow, Joker. Show me this body pillow.
Exactly. Here's some
I watched
more
that movie, by the way.
years.
I watched that movie. That movie was fucking hilarious.
So,
I loved it.
Like the Bungie stuff that was supposed to be coming out, but again,
I heard this was a disaster.
This was canceled in 2024. Fans just
Oh,
Destiny 3, but it's not really. It was more of a spinoff, so it's like okay. But Destiny's kind of gone down the hill lately. Again, why are we doing stuff for God of War? Some stuff kind of looked like okay, God of War, but this is for a multiplayer map.
I mean, this looks great and everything. Don't get us wrong.
To be fair, a God of War Ascension did have a multiplayer mode in it, which was I heard it was fun. But again, it's more another live service game. Here's what I said. So there was DLC planned, but then it's like, oh no, we're not doing any more thing for Spider-Man 2.
What the? Oh wait, hold on one second. Levistro, hello, my friend. Happy New Year to you as well. Thank you
Happy
for the
New Year, everybody. Thank you for the $2 donation. Thank you.
Love you, buddy. I appreciate you. Keep doing all the amazing work.
Stay safe out there. Get drunk for me.
Oh, wait.
These are playing DLCs for Marvel Spider-Man 2 that we knew Insomniac was going to work on after the massive 2023 leak. So, Beetle Infestation, Maximum Carnage.
We could have gotten Maximum Carnage. Oh,
but they're probably saving that now for Spider-Man 3. But then again, Venom's been destroyed. So, how are you going to do it? But then again, Venom always comes back. So, how are you going to
This is why people. This is why
even the single player storyline. That was the whole thing with Yuri looking for Cletus and everything. And then you see this, and I'm like, it's Cassidy. It's Cassidy. It's Carnage. They're setting up Carnage. And I'm like, well, where is it? Where's the DLC? That's gone, but now it's probably going to be a side storyline for
You
Spider-Man
know,
3. But they
for
need better fucking writers. Also, so we jump
for
from Venom now to Carnage. But this is Carnage we're talking about. Who are you going to get? Iron Patriot? Oh, God, I don't want to see Iron Patriot.
the thing with the Venom 2 movie, they had the balls to show Carnage and have Woody Harrelson. How is it that the film can get it right, but this can't? Is way beyond me. Like
Well, I
way
still don't like
beyond
the
me.
casting for Woody Harrelson. I would have picked the guy from Game of Thrones who was Ramsay Bolton because he was much
Oh,
more.
that would have been that was actually that was actually my other pick. If it wasn't Woody Harrelson, it would have been him.
I
But you
mean,
know what? But the point still stands though. The point still stands.
they got
Um,
Carnage right. That was the thing I was looking for. Obviously, we know about the Twisted Metal one, which that
oh
one
my,
could work, but why
it
isn't
would
this just a
have.
single player game with multiplayer? I mean, that's what they could have done. So, bummer.
I would
At
have
least the
been
show's good.
fine. I would have been fine with like an online multiplayer Twisted Metal. You still had the single player campaign, and you could still do the multiplayer online without the battle pass and all that shit. Just have
That's what they
everything.
should have done, but we're still waiting. We don't know
Show's
anything
good.
about. So good. We don't know really anything about this game at all, but it's like a company that never got started. They buy them out, and it's like it's canceled. So there's that. I know Ben's
Wow.
studio was one because they were working on a
This
live service.
hurts. This one hurt. And I'm like, why?
I mean, like I said, they wanted to do originally the Days Gone 2, but Sony rejected the pitch. They start working on a live service game. Another thing, they're like development support studio for, again, the Last of Us faction mode or game, but then that kind of goes nowhere. And then it's like that's why they remastered Days Gone for the PS5. So again, hopefully more people support that game and I can get a Days Gone 2 because that would be really cool for them. But even they admit for their progress, it was substantial progress over 3 years when someone was there. I saw the eventual cancellation coming prior to it, so it's like, but that's the problem with this generation. Like I've stated, like, oh yeah, there's this guy, but provide, not provide, but that's for later. But this is what I said, like about going back to this, it's not just Shoni, but it's everything from this generation you have seen. It's the attempt to print money consistently while getting your whales who will keep on spending it nonstop. People want to be the next Fortnite, Apex Legends, Rainbow Six Siege for a while before the Ubisoft leak happened. People want that money, the content flowing. I mean, look at GTA Online. They're still printing freaking money, despite the fact that I hardly see anybody do heist or some other stuff that's like, I don't know what they're even doing online anymore. Because to me, it feels
Actually,
like all the content's been dried up. That's
they
why
they did.
Rockstar abandoned Red Dead 2 online. They abandoned that completely.
I did play some of the. I did play some of the. I did play online with my sister and her boyfriend at the time. I had a good time with the moonshiners and then the jewel heists and everything. The jewel heist, I had so much fun in. 3 different jewels, 3 different ways to get them. Oh, I wish we had more. But it was, and it looked like it was leading to something as well, and that's what I was hoping for. But when this happened, I'm like, damn. So I went back to GTA Online for the Cal Perico and went to Mr. Rubio and be like, give me $5 million. Thank you, fuck you, bye.
That's the thing, people want the live service money, but it's like there's only really a few of them do work. And yes, gotcha games do exist
But that's all it
out there.
is.
It's there can be good stories with gotcha, depending on who you're asking to, and there can be some fun gameplay loops in these gotchas, but they know exactly who their fans are going to be, who's going to spend the money or not. So that's why they keep them priced and everything. But I this is why I keep saying that half this gen has been spent on attempting getting live service games to be the norm when it should be focus on a good small size titles again. This is why you
Look
keep
at
seeing the rise of indies to double A's coming out
look
the
at
door.
look at look at Marvel Cosmic Invasion, an online multiplayer game with a single player campaign as well.
Thank you.
That's what that is done right. And guess what? It wasn't live service. It was perfect. That's what you do with a game like that. 4 people playing together, heck, make it 6 if you want to. It can work. That's why I praise that's why I give Marvel Cosmic Invasion a solid 9 out of 10. That's a legit number, guys. I had a lot of fun with my friends. I had fun with the story. The characters were correct. Everything was perfect in that game. And guess what? My wallet is still intact. I bought the I bought the game at at the price it was, and I got my money's worth for it. I didn't need to buy a bundle. I didn't need to buy cosmetics. You unlock all that shit through the game. You unlock the characters. Get this, Joker. It's 2020. It's almost 2026, but you can unlock the characters in the game without purchasing.
Wow, there you
What?
go.
What? See,
That's how it should go. I know. It's still some gotchas. You still got to go through the polls and everything. Hopefully, Lady Luck is on your side for a lot of these content. But like we said, they know where the monies are, and that's why I don't like this gen. Some companies I'm guilty of buying some stuff here and there, but at least I'm not spending in the thousand like some people. Oh God, no! I think I'm still hovering within the $100 range. Where I'm like, I know what I want, or I'll just say no. I'll just wait for other stuff to happen that I will eventually get. But it's not been a fun gen with games being canceled left and right, studio shuts down, the massive layoffs, the collapse of the AAA industry is upon us. Is upon us. At least wherever you live, Joey, it's still not New Year's quite yet for us. At least for us in the Midwest area. So
yeah, yeah, Jorge,
but
we love you,
it's
buddy.
it's
Uh,
it's been terrible. It's been really terrible, and
yeah,
I don't think the industry will survive next year, despite some nice looking games coming out there, games we've been waiting for a while. Mark my words, I think 2026 somewhere, they're just gonna go boom. It's the kettle's been boiling, and or the it's that iceberg. It's all about to collapse very soon. I'll be surprised if
May,
something comes out and you'll hear studios being shut down or they're being bought out completely. So we'll see what happens.
we didn't take this shit seriously until the Microsoft Activision merger, and then look what happened at the beginning of 2025. Look what happened at the beginning here, at the beginning of that.
It wasn't
We
even just
saw a
that; like
lot of layoffs.
it was slowly coming steadily. It starts small at first within the last few years, but when that big bought out happened, and then layoffs started happening, and then the it's our hobby is doomed to crash, and the crash will be the biggest wake up call again, where people go like, "What happened? I had stuff." It was the marketing. It
It,
was people listening to business suits and not being a dedicated company. But
they
it
don't
could be
listen
your
to
old days.
us.
But the crash is coming. It is 100% coming. And if you're gonna say that it's not coming, oh, it's coming.
Oh, believe
And
me,
we're just waiting for that match.
get ready for me and Joker's trends of 2026. We're gonna give those out momentarily,
We're
but
gonna get them out
continue.
momentarily. But before that crash happens, there's still stuff that's still being come. Hopefully, please let this be true for Dead Island 3.
I had a good time with Dead Island. I actually had a great time
I
with that.
like
I
the
like
original Dead Island.
the
Very
premise
good.
was correct. The premise was actually good. It wasn't a Resident Evil game. I'm like, okay, I like this.
It was a more fun. I didn't like Riptide. It was like,
No,
yes, it was like it
I
was
got
a
for some
DLC made to a
reason
big story. It felt
for
like more of the same, but just had less of the charm, the humor.
and
When
for
Dead
some
Island 2 was
reason,
announced by the original developers of Jaeger, who did Spec Ops The Line, I felt like finally this feels like a proper return to form. But we all knew what happened to Dead Island 2. Whatever Deep Silver and Jaeger were fighting about, we now know what it is. It was kind of always be a single player game with interconnected activity where you're supposed to be jumping in, hopping in left and right between a seamless online multiplayer single player experience. Was like, that sounded cool, but the technology wasn't ready for that quite yet. Unreal Engine 4, the game engine that they were using at the time, wasn't quite matured yet. It wasn't quite fully developed with the tools you have nowadays. Hell, I still remember waiting for Hellblade, and the tools were still young back then, but they were really getting things going for Hellblade. But that's a different game with a different beast itself. So, with all that happening, Deep Silver left the project, and then it kind of jumped to a different studio. I believe it was it Sumo? Yeah, I think it was Sumo Digital that was working on it for a while, but then they kind of dropped the product saying, nope, whatever this is, no, thank you, not for us. Until Dan Buster Studios, former Crytek devs over there, they get their chance to work on the game, and here's Dead Island 2. And after waiting so long, I just kind of said, this does have the vibe of Dead Island 1 a little bit in here. Though definitely was rough, but I still said that, hey, I'm glad I got Dead Island 2. I felt happy with some stuff that I had. The gameplay was still fun. The story was very much the weakest part, and all those bugs and glitches I kept laughing at. I was like, but I think it had that fun vibe of the original that I was looking for again. So I was like, props to that. Hopefully, the third game, they'll learn from the mistakes and get better at it. I know it says
I had
2028, but
what's
that's
so
okay. I
funny?
can wait. I
Yes.
can wait for 2028 if it comes out then. So if things go smoothly, I'll be happy because I want to know
See,
what happens.
this is how you do a game announcement. We didn't need no trailers, but this right here, like, hey, this is what we got
It's
going
still
on.
early enough, but it's like, hey, it's being worked on. Okay, cool, cool.
And that's all we ask. That is all we ask. By the way, that looks like a zombified, roided up John Cena. I
Those were
swear
the
to
brute.
God.
If I recall correctly, Dead Island 2, those were the brutes and everything because somebody did the whole. I can't remember which movie it was from, but you know that one thing where that group or whatever friends they were in that apartment building, making parties and mac and cheese, and then that big tank guy comes in and just busts down the door, but he's only really injured because someone was making mac and cheese and they threw it at him and his face burned. Like that movie I'm talking about, or you kind of vaguely remember that scene?
I vaguely remember it.
Because I don't know what it's called, but I know what it is because I remember throwing that. Oh my god, I want mac and cheese be thrown at me like that. My face is gonna fall off. But that's what these guys remind me of because they do like a scene from that movie where one guy just sitting by the window in the barricade, and this guy just pops up, just takes his head off completely. I was like, but Dead Island 3 does have a chance to answer our stories about like what's up with the new infection virus, who are these old people who might know who the Slayer's true identity is. Are we gonna be in LA or are we gonna be elsewhere? Because I would love to be back in LA, just in different parts of California, or if we're going to a new area, that would be cool. That would be cool actually. But until then, we can only speculate completely for what's going on over there. Oh, Silk Song, the game that kept
uh,
on delivering. The game that made a lot of indie developers either happy to move their game away to other people saying that, why didn't you communicate with us? How are they supposed to know? Show me the law. Show me the law. Show me the law that's in a random book somewhere that says you must communicate with all game developers on where your game is going to release out and what the price is going to be. Show me the law. Show me. Open
Where
the
is
book.
it? Where
Where
is
is
this
that
law
law?
that we
Where
keep
is this
hearing?
law?
Where?
Please.
I haven't read any books. I don't see any books,
Show me the
Joker.
law.
Where is it written in the code of ethics, in the code of law, is that we have to communicate with you? Where? Point this out
Where
to
is it?
me. Give me the biggest magnifying glass in the world and point this out to me. Because this is stupid.
And apparently, they have now sold 7 million copies since December. Since this near the end of this month of December 15th, they sold 7 million copies alongside millions more playing on Game Pass. And don't forget, there's also going to be a Nintendo Switch 2 version, free upgrade owners for coming for the Nintendo Switch 2 edition in the year 2026 for the original Hollow Knight. So, hooray, huzzah, wonderful. So, it's kind of cool to be a good Hollow Knight fan right now. That's wonderful. Congratulations, Team Carey.
The babies were thrown up in the air and everything when this was announced, and now here we are. And here we are. The confetti is still going. The party keeps on rocking. It's 7 million copies. That's actually a very healthy number right there in terms of sales. It's a healthy number, Activision. You bastards.
You bastards. So that's funny. That's great to see. So, but I found this news recently that I'm like, okay, what's up with this news?
Let's see. Okay, what we got
because
here?
I kind of showed you this. So, Long Force developers accuse Sony China's shooter projects of sabotage, delay, and control overreach in their game called Clara. So what's going on? So here Noisy Pixel is kind of reporting on before this. Chinese studio says it's partnership with Sony Interactive, yada yada. So basically they're trying to say that, look, this game that we're kind of working on over here, can't quite play the trailer for you, but it's kind of like a little bit of fantasy with some sci-fi elements here and there go away. So you kind of see a little bit right here. So it's like, okay, fantasy with some sci-fi, guns, and all whatnot. So they're trying to say that we're making the game, but things have taken a turn for the worse.
Oh. The Chengdu-based behind the long delay co-op shooter Converia. Holy crap. That is textbook corporate meddling. Publisher meddling from the understanding. Yep, this is textbook. This is textbook.
From what I saw from the trailer, it looked interesting enough. So, but this is a textbook example of meddling and interference. Don't know what to do with it. Does anybody know what this game is meant to be back? So this is kind of like, well, we're sending emails out the door, but things are not getting
Happy
responded.
New Year, Jorge.
Sonic Globe. So if you want to read more, this is here. But even in my opinion, this is scumming. So here's what the allegations are: repeated delays and lack of publishing direction. So it's like,
Let's see. Oh, this reminds me. This reminds me of I know I harp on this, but it bears repeating, of Universal Interactive Studios with in the PS2 era and PlayStation 2.
Oh, with all the Spyro stuff.
Oh, and the Crash Bandicoot. Oh my God, these people. This reminds me of that, and the sign, and it's the obvious. It's the MO and everything. They haven't learned.
They were removed from the Chinese project, so like, this to me, this is kind of the big one right here. Payment delays and finance.
Oh,
so to me, this feels like
that's illegal.
So
that is illegal, actually.
Like, hey, so this is a big one you should keep an eye out for, because who knows what's going to happen. Now it's not like, could they take them to court? Legally speaking, yes, but they could probably lose this too as well, saying that no, you're going to get the payment. So if you guys want to read more, it's all
230,000. Holy. $230,000. Oh
As their
my
planned March
lord!
launch window passed, monthly loss exceed, ugh,
Oh,
and the team nearly dissolved in early April. Shit. So that's the
wow!
big one right here. Mark that down there. That's a big one right down there as well. Despite strains developing continued weekly builds delivered the U.S. test servers were complete at the end of April, stopping them when the game was dead. A developer said long for so we kept working, even with the team had now exceeded
Wow!
$1 million. Yikes.
Oh,
Allegation conflicts of
gee.
interest. So if you guys want to read more of this, it's in the Noisy Pixel article. They're actually pretty good at getting some good articles out there for you guys to actually read actually. So we'll keep an eye on the story. But to me, it's like what the Ammonite said. This is corporate meddling. This is also illegal for them holding payments. So this is something that, again, like I said, there are skeletons in the closet, and despite China Hero projects being good here and there are definitely some scummy tactics going on over there. So
Yeah, and this is it's exactly that. It's corporate meddling. It's the publisher meddling. It's not the developer. It's not the developer because Long Force is the developer. Long Force is the developer. Let's get this right. Long Force is the developer. It
but
looks like
Sony's
it's
the publisher, so that's the big thing you gotta look at. It's the
and also
meddling.
the yep, it's the corporate meddling too on top of that, and it's and pulling it in different directions of where it wants to go, and the favoritism and everything, and the illegal money withholding. All signs point to that. It is exactly like what Universal did. All signs point to it. And believe me, withholding payment, that is criminal. That I think that's actually illegal in a lot of ways. But like Joker said, they do have a case, but unfortunately they can lose it too. So it's where do you
It's
go
better
from
not
there?
don't. It's one of those things where you're just stuck, where you cannot do anything whatsoever. So that's the problem. They're stuck in here, so they cannot do anything really about that. So
And this is the
speaking
darker
about
this is the and that's the
the
darker
dark,
side
that's the dark
of
side of any industry you go into. But here's something a little more sad and a little depressing. I wish I had the Kanamari IP designer Kate Takahashi has returned to Japan due to disappointing sales of his recent original game and suggests that his future in games is unclear.
Ooh, okay, what happened? Okay, what happened
So
here?
let's look this up right here. So it says Katamari creator Kaite Kachahashi has returned to Japan due to disappointing sales of his most recent original game and suggests that his future as a game designer is unclear. In 2010, he left the publisher and founded company Uvala with his wife and moved to San Francisco and working with that over here and TOT Teo 2025. Speaking with the interview with the Games Radar, Takashi's admitted that TOT didn't sell well, and to the extent that he decided to move back to Japan with his family after more than a decade in the USA. The designer suggested that his future working game is uncertain, but said that he'd be interested in working on the Katamari series again if allowed to do so. I don't think anybody tries to make a niche game, he says, when asked about the amount of attention his games have historically received. The title of niche game is just a result. I know games are far more mainstream.
Damn.
Damn.
You see, ladies and gentlemen, this is a cautionary tale of riding high when you have it, and then you now we don't know what exactly caused this man to leave the former company. It could be a lot of different reasons, but also this is what happens when you lose everything. You had a fantastic game, which is Katamari is actually a very fun game. So
I've
yes,
never played it, but I've heard a lot of fun things about it.
it is a lot of fun. And the sequel is also pretty good. But this is what happens when you walk away from your original creation and let other people do it and go do your own thing. It's not it's not lightning in a bottle twice. Very rarely does that happen. Oh yeah, I could definitely see the I could see the Katamari Damacy influence there. I could definitely see it. Um oh
So if I don't know what this game would look like or what it is, but at the same time, it's like, I'm trying to find stuff. But I think this is just one of those cautionary tales of that this does happen. You do feel sad for these developers. You know, they create your childhood games, they do stuff, but it does happen. But he's getting old, and if it's like I can't make another game no more, or just be like, okay, that's it. But even he says, I wish I had this license again. But it happens. It's one of those sad tales where it's like, damn. Well, hopefully he picks himself back up again, get some good emotional support. But it's one of those damn things you just say that, well, damn, best of luck, man. Best of luck. That's what I can say for him. So good luck, good sir. But let's get to it. So yes, you've heard it here. Marathon is releasing next year in March. Oh boy. Now apparently they said there's been also some other updates that's like they have improved everything from the initial testing. They took the feedback. We're gonna have to wait and see for that. But at the same time, it's that damn price, $39.99, not $20.99. No, that Clint Babisky used to say, but $39.99. This could be another Concord situation because Concord was priced at that same price range too. So, there's not much I can really say about this subject because I never played the original Marathon games. My only concern is this: after that big Sony acquisition of Bungie a few years ago, this better not bankrupt the company.
Uh-oh.
But at the same time, it's another one of those live service titles. This better be good. This better have the content that support a community that are willing to play it. But that price tag where all of the other competitors are free to play, that's not looking good. Especially even with Hyatt Vanguard, that game that we saw the Game Awards. It's like, that could meet the same fate of this, but at least theirs could be free to play. But Bungie's asking for $40 just to play this game, so I don't know, man. I don't see Marathon lasting long, but we'll see what's going to happen within that first few weeks when it does come out. So, but again, coming out of March, so good luck. But I just don't know. But I do have something for all you romance manga fans out there. Historical romance manga, Firefly Wedding by Promise Cinderella author Oriko Tachibana will be receiving a TV anime adaptation. A suspenseful love story about a contract marriage between high-class lady and assassin who should have never met. And I love this cover. I love this cover. I was like, just look at this guy. He's like, And then look at her. She's like, I love this. Opposites attract. He's an assassin. She's a high-class lady who should never have met. So,
this is gonna be fun. I cannot wait. This is gonna be fun. They knew what they were doing with this cover. They knew.
this was like the manga cover or the light novel cover, but whoever was drawing this, they knew what they were doing. So it's like
they understood the assignment. like we have this thing coming out. Make it sell. Make it garner attention.
Just turn the
Yes,
page. They just
boss.
want to buy it. So thank you.
Yes,
So,
sir. And then come out with
by the
that.
way, it's also active on other platforms. Recently joined. Okay, no, we don't need that. It's been my day. So, okay, this is kind of cool to see. I will check this out when it does come out. So, I am looking forward to that. But you know what's also coming to 4K UHD? The Blade 1995 4K new 4K digital restoration
Ooh.
with uncompromised monaural soundtrack. One 4K UHD disc the film presented Dolby Vision HDR, one Blu-ray with a film and special features. So this is looking pretty good. And here is what this kind of looks like a little bit for a promote for the from the Criterion Collection. So I'm like, sweet. I don't know if this is live
And
action or
and
this is hand drawn, but I do like a good
and
stuff like that.
it's a W for physical media.
Oh, live action, so there it is right there. So, but that is a good win. So I do love getting stuff like that. So I might have to pick this up as well because I love collecting stuff and just watching it. So I'm happy that Criterion is doing this and giving it to that wider audience that's like, hey, now I can buy this version over here. So congratulations. So woohoo. But speaking about more stuff, we got a new look of Ralph Fiennes, or Ralph, in 28 years later, The Bone Temple. And I've
Oh
seen
yeah.
those trailers. They are ramping this movie up. They're saying it's one of the best horror films of the generation. It's even better than the last movie we got, the best in the franchise. And I knew he was going to be important. Just the way how he acted, the way he betrayed, and how he's being heavily promoted in the material for all the trailers. He looks like to be more of an anti-villain. And I'm excited. It's in 2 weeks from now, literally 2 weeks. So I'm excited. I mean, just the way how the orange, how the red, the smoke. I always loved the temples in this movie when he got to this place, and the way how he's standing here. It creates that sense of this guy's crazy. That the story that the father was telling about him to his son were true. They weren't just made up. And especially how he treats the infected, it's like, like something was always off about this guy, but now it's like, holy shit, this is going to be an amazing scene right here. So, I'm excited for this movie. I'm excited for it. Okay.
Oh, definitely. I saw some of the trailers. I'm like, Joker's got to be grinning from ear to
I
ear.
want to know what's going to happen. The way how Jimmy's speaking to him, he's like, wait a second, you're this guy, or the kid that he helped out. Even he said, I told the kid about memento amoris. But everything is shaping up to be better, and it looks like the director that she did learn much better from her outing, and that she just made a better film. And with Alexander Gard's script at the helm, along with Danny Boyle producing and probably helping her out, they just might made the best sequel out there. Because I love the original film, very good. I love 20 weeks later, 20 years later, what became my favorite because how wonderful it was and beautifully made it was. But if they're saying it is the best in trilogy in the franchise, I'll hold them to it. But man, when you get Ralph in a movie, you know it's going to be a good movie, or hopefully he'll be the shining star. And he was in 28 years later. So I'm getting excited because damn, they're building him up to be the big threat. And speaking about movie, like I said, I just saw a movie with Hugh Jackman called Song Blue. Make sure you guys go see that. It is about Lightning and Thunder, a Neil Diamond tribute band or tribute experience about their life, their how they formed the band, how they started out, and the highs and lows of marriage life. So very good movie. And now here's Hugh Jackman once again in Michael's Sorkin's The Death of Robin Hood. The film follows Robin Hood grappling with his past
Ooh.
after a life of crime, was still in the hands of a mysterious woman after being injured. Wow, look at him. Look at that
Oh,
costume. I love this interpretation of Robin Hood actually.
okay. This has my attention. You
This does
have
look like they took some inspiration from Old Man Logan. I wouldn't be surprised if we're gonna a little bit and some of those, I'm too old for this. I gotta confront my past, mysterious woman or mysterious person entering my life now. So, but for all the Robin Hood stuff I have seen, so I've been a selection of them over the years. I'm actually surprised we haven't done this yet. To maybe somebody did a bad take, but this looks interesting. With Hugh Jackman on, it's like you got my attention. I'm ready, and the way
it's
how he looks as
something
old man
it
Robin
it it's
is
something
new.
different. It's something different with a famous IP, but it's a different take. But I can see this. I can see this working. I can it must be a bitch to grow a beard that long and
Oh,
the
he's probably
hair and
wearing a
everything.
big beard as well, but you never know. But
Hey, Raquel, happy New Year. Hello,
hey,
hello,
Raquel, Happy
hello.
New Year! Thank you for stopping by. Stay safe out there. Get drunk for me. But this looks interesting, and I do love the fact that he's older, but you can still see some of the wounds he still have on here. It could be fresh, it could just be recovering, and I do like this look. It's like it looks like he's seen enough, and now wants to just let me die alone. But now a woman's coming to my life, so who
Also,
knows what's going to
it's not taking place in the forest and everything. That's actually a very bold take. That's a bold step right there. Because you think with the previous Robin Hoods, we see them in like forests and trees and all that.
forest,
Here
trees,
here
castles.
here it's set out in a field with hills and mountain ranges. I like this actually.
Could be
This
his
might
valley of
be
death.
this is probably what happens when Robin Hood has nowhere to go. He doesn't have the advantages that got him all the fame and all of that. This is where it ends. So I'm ready.
His valley of death, in particular to say. So I'm curious. It's a cool title. You got Hugh Jackman. I'm sold on this first photo. Hopefully the movie will be just as good. So wonderful. Good job. Now, as he knows me, I'm a Goddess of Victory Nikkei player, along with Fire Devil, and there has been some recent updates to Nikkei. We are doing we just did the Infinite. We just did the Asiacs with that character, with that storyline. So it ended up being a very sad storyline where an old woman kind of wants to go on the surface again, but it slowly kind of went from happy to slightly depressing to very sad because she was slowly dying, and they finally gave her wish of going back home to see somebody, and she did, or at least she imagined it. Sadly, with no more regrets, she was happy, but even then, she said she was going to miss everybody, and kind of sad. But the developers have noticed here that, hey, with the other one, the big update, the one for the 30th anniversary, which was Goddess Fall, they have actually started to address something, as in Why did you tell the story? Why did you do this? Why did you tell the story that we did? With God's Fall, with that storyline, it's the whole little cheeky thing of saying the prologue is done. Now we're getting serious. I think what they're trying to say with the prologue being done, I think the prologue with the Rapture Queen is done, and now the real threat can commence. But for those who didn't play it, you probably have noticed something in the community of them going, hey, why did they kill off characters? Because it's the Queen, their main antagonist they were fighting, the one that caused everything, or who might have been the cause of everything. It's called We Got to Increase the Stakes. And what you gotta do? You gotta axe off a couple characters. So a few of them got axed off. Several of them got highly injured. One of them got betrayed. It almost looks like she's going back into her dark, depressed state, or she's flying away to find somebody to, I'm hoping to at least to give her the comfort again. So a few of the Eden cast got killed off from Inherent. Some of them got severely injured too. Our favorite pilgrims, a couple of them are severely injured. Snow White right now, currently, she has a new Nikki body, highly got more tactical, her upgraded version. But the developer's saying that why did you do this? Because he said simply did this. It's the Robert Kirkman effect that with one of his mentors over there at IW, that said, don't wait later to do the twist. Do it now. So they did it. They had the balls to kill off a few characters. They had the balls to finally do this. And it's like, gotta do it now instead of waiting that, oh, I'll do it the 3.5 anniversary or the 4th anniversary. And I'm glad they did it now. Why? It raises the stakes. It gives us more to realize what's going on here. Can the Ark be trusted? Who is the Rapture Queen? What happened to everything? And there were some really sad moments here and there. What's going to happen to Modernia now after what happened to her? What's going to happen to Rapunzel, Scarlet, what's the secondary commander that we saw? I think his name is John. So this is big important right now, and we're kind of getting a little bit of the answers right now in the new one called that focuses on Operation Guardian, when the Ark was finally being closed, but due to all the different entrances and everything, especially all the supplies, it took them 1 full month to get that Ark closed before no one else could enter in. So I'm glad they kind of addressed this, but some people were like, but why? It was bad. Like, hey, it's called story progression. Arcs start, they have a beginning, middle, end, and you have to do it. Because if you didn't axe off anybody, I would have been like, well, I guess there's a happy ending. No, we got to increase dramas and stakes. So that's what we need. And I'm glad he did it. And I'm glad it's like, do it now. I feel happy. But now that can also be the fun part of going, now where they're going to take the story. Can they keep me guessing? Can they keep the community guessing? Or will things just slowly decline? Because you never know what's going to happen now. And hopefully they can keep it going positively. They even said this year there's only going to be, in the year 2026, a couple of the abnormal events. So there's not going to be a whole lot. So that means they're strictly focusing on the story of their Nikki world. So that's wonderful. That's great. So I wish the best of luck to Shift Up Studios.
Ooh.
I wish the best of luck to Shift Up Studios, the wonderful teams over there of animators, artists, writers, directors, musicians, because you made me get back into Nikki this year. So congratulations. Thank you. After me kind of taking of a big hiatus slightly within the last year and a half. So wonderful. And I think this is great. I think more people should just say, just be bold. Take a good risk. See if it works out. If it's not, then that's one thing. But I actually like what they did with God's Fall because we needed that extra oomph to kick it up in high gear again. So congratulations. And congratulations to them for 3 years of Nikki. And right now we are in the New Year's event. So we'll see how that works out.
I'm excited. I'm excited, Joker. I'm excited for the comic content and the story going forward. This is gonna. This looks really fun, and they know what they're doing too. So
They
I'm
know what they're
very happy.
doing.
I'm
So this
very
is
happy.
so like I said, Snow White is one of the survivors of Goddess Fall, and here is probably her last big, huge upgrade she's gonna get. I mean, look at the progress. She went from a very small person to what she was slightly over here to now look at her. I'm like, yay, she's got a full big character development arc going on right now. And they say it is a new body and everything, so now she's a lot older and everything. She went from a very small child to where she is nowadays. So that's a big boost right there. They also did some special stuff about the end of the year stuff. But at the same time, there's also some chances if you missed out some of the limited run costumes, spend your money there. Or again, if you didn't get quite missed out on Raffi Red Hood in the first special event, or cannot keep getting her in the ordinary recruit stuff, you have a chance to get her in these SSR chances again. So good luck. Raffi Red Hood is a very powerful character because I keep her in my Nikki lineup. So good luck. Reroll with that. But there's also another chance for some of you if you want to get a Pacific Pilgrim out there. They do have a thing for you to kind of go over there and get that. But again, take the gamble, take the risk of who do you want, who do you not want. Or for those who are just willing to complete the collection for at the moment, find the Nikki you want. But I say stick to what you're mainly using, because you never know when you're going to get some of these again. Because the Pilgrim rolls are the hardest to get. So they're pretty much saying we're going to give you one for free almost. So good luck. But not really free because you got to spend some hard-earned money. But congratulations to Nikki for surviving 3 long years. And I can't see what the
Yes.
next 3 years are going to be. Other than that, that's all I have for some of the more recap news. There's more things we could talk about, but since it is the end of the New Year's, and I say let's do this. What were some of your favorite entertainment this year? Because let's do something
Well,
fun
I'm
for us.
glad.
Chat, you can join us as well. What was your favorite entertainment? It could be movies, shows, video games, books. I don't care. Open up anything. Let's just open this up and have fun for a while.
Well, for this year, we actually saw a lot of good things come out this year, despite all the negative Nancy's and everything. Deadpool versus Deadpool Wolverine, that one was good. We finally got the yellow suit, how it should have been all those years ago. As far as gaming, we saw the positive
That
effect
was
from.
2024.
Oh, sorry. Ay, caramba, I'm so far behind on a lot of things, but
I'm gonna say that it was nice to finally have a proper Superman movie. Oh my god, I just some of the Snyder call. Look, I do like Henry Cavill Superman, but finally getting a Superman that did stand for hope, justice, and the American way. I finally get to see him on the big screen again. Something more bright, colorful, bringing back hope to what we need in these very, very difficult times we're living in. It was nice to go into a movie theater and just have fun again. It was fun to be a comic book fan. It was fun to be a nerd. I was geeking out. I was like, this is like watching the Superman the animation show again after all these years. It was like this was fun. This is a fun Superman to have, and it was nice to see Supergirl at the end for a quick cameo. I was like, yes! And my friend was looking at me like, yes! Getting Supergirl, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Next year's the Supergirl movie, so I'm excited for that. A lot of new original films that were coming out almost left and right. I was like, my goodness. To me, it started with watching the horror thriller film Companion. Without too much spoilers for that one, was a really fun one to watch. Felt like a good, nice, campy B film, but it was also taking very seriously with the thriller side of things. So it was very good to see what the human relationship can be if things are fake, especially in the world filled with artificial intelligence these days. So that was fun to see. Heretic was also a really good one to see as well. Two sisters going on a mission trying to see if people want to be learning about their religious and faith. But when they get to this guy, uh, house and everything, it starts to rain on them. And then he's like, "You can come inside the house," and she's like, "No, I can't come in unless you have a wife." He's like, "Oh no, I don't have a spouse. I don't think I have a wife, so you can come in." She's just taking a shower. But the more you sit with this guy, the more things seem peaceful and everything, until the further that they don't see the wife, things become very, very much frightening and very much afraid. So I do enjoy films like that as well. Sinners was the big one that everybody talked about this year. 70 millimeter film,
Yeah.
really gorgeous to look at. I just kept saying, wow, this film is just absolutely gorgeous. Michael B. Jordan in two roles. You had an all-star cast. Oh my God, there were just so many people to see in that film that I was like, I know you, I know you, I know you. It was like, Jesus Christ,
And this solidified Michael B. Jordan.
Well,
I
I know
have a
he really
feeling
could act.
it proves that he could do a double role flawlessly. He's playing two
Michael B.
different
Jordan,
yeah,
Haley
it's
Seinfeld, Michael Cotton, Jack O'Connell. God, this man's everywhere these days. Um, o, the Umi Musuka or Oma Musuka, the Nigerian actress who played Michael B. Jordan's wife in the film. Uh, Jamie Lawson, Omar Miller, Delroy Lindo. Like, Jesus Christ, and if you keep on going, like, the cast was just absolutely stacked. Even the newcomer we had in here was fantastic. The music by the great like when Gareth Scorson was just phenomenal. Like, the film starts off one way, you're thinking, "Oh my God, what's this horror element's going to kick in?" But after that prologue in the immediate res, you get a film that's in multiple different parts. Actually, the drama of the relationship with these characters past and how history has treated them and how they see the world was phenomenal. It was like a character driven film at that point. And even before you get into the bar of sinners, it's like this, oh, what's going on here? Now we're getting some racism elements in here, which themes and ideas which work wonderfully with the vampires that are in this movie. And then when you get into the bar of sinners, again, there's more history lesson there about like how they're paying for the drinks and alcohols. Like, oh, I don't have enough cash, but I have this from my token working in the cotton field. And it's like, no, I don't want to take that, but it's like, I'll take it for you. And then you learn more about the blues, how Haley Seinfeld character is a half white, half black due to her mama dated and everything. And then it's like, oh, I know. Like, even the guy who played the freaking bouncer in this movie was so good. When you have
yes.
just a one-off character where he's greeting everybody like, "Hi, how's it going?" And then he sees Haley Seinfeld and it's like, Miss, are you sure you're in the right? Like, the way he changed his body language, the way he changed his approach to her, because he's thinking it's a white girl coming to this bar, but then he realizes who she is. He goes like, "Oh my goodness, I miss you." It's like that guy was amazing. He's got like
Yes.
what, 5-10 minutes of screen time. Just the way he talks in those scenes, it's like this guy was amazing. Even the newcomer, like I said, when he's doing the blues, it was like, "Oh, I lied. Oh, my daddy says," and everything was like, holy shit, this movie has turned into a musical. But you also get an amazing history lesson about music. That scene alone was like, came out of left field and was the biggest surprise in any movie because he went from what he's playing right now to electric guitars from, was it the 80s or 90s they were referencing? I think that was the 80s. And then you see more tribal music, different dancing, DJs. It was like, this thing is amazing. And then you get to the horror element that the trailers were hinting at. This film had it all. I was like, this is what the cinema experience is about. Not on the streaming sites. I like streaming as much as the next guy, but I want to go to the theater and experience this. I was like, holy crap, this is amazing. It didn't even stop there. Weapons was another great thriller that told like the stages of grief, even with a film of missing children wanting to know where they are. They told a film about grief, actually, which was the biggest surprise for me in a film that essentially starts off as missing children, but it's more about accepting with grief in the end. I was like, that is wonderfully told, actually. Great. We saw the rise of anime becoming more mainstream with Demon Slayer breaking numerous box office records, followed by Chainsaw Man. I finally got anime movies in my theater. I was so happy.
And the funny thing is, these two films pissed off everybody. These two
They
films
should
pissed
have.
off.
Share the love. What happened?
No, I'm saying it pissed off everybody else who wasn't a fan into like okay, we're getting our asses kicked. We need to do something better with ourselves. It's anime and it's kicking our ass. So I feel like that's a wake up call. That's a wake
I
up
think
call right
that's a
there.
wake up call for how much Demon Slayer
Also,
made.
Joker, we also finally, the day the Earth blew up.
That was fun to see. I was laughing all the way through. I'm glad more people saw it. I'm like, what movie you guys see? I'm like, David blew up. I was like, wonderful. You made a good choice. We got the release date for Coyote vs. Acme finally coming out next in the year 2026. So hopefully, with proper marketing and everything, we'll see that. We've seen some really good shows come out this year. That some of them finally just said that just make new shows, make people like them and watch them, so they're doing well. We saw the rise of K-pop Demon Hunters just blowing up Netflix's charts completely, and they released it in theaters where it was a sing-along edition, and it made Netflix money, their highest they ever seen. But I wish it lasted longer and it came to my theaters. I would have watched it on the big screen. My friend tells me his little niece is so obsessed with that movie. He said she's seen it like 20 times. I'm like, that's how you know you got a good movie if the little kids are watching it. So,
and at the anime convention, I couldn't. At the anime convention, the one I went to in October, you could not walk to a booth without seeing K-pop Demon Hunter.
I think me and my friend, we should have gone to the K-pop Demon Hunter gathering because we could have got some photos and whatnot. That's my one big regret, not getting any K-pop Demon Hunter photos. But this year, definitely, I'm gonna have to dress up as somebody so I can just photo pop them. What else we had this year? We saw the rise of more indies getting better. I saw my first indie film in my theater called February. Like I keep saying, the promotion of that film was just on a newspaper and on stuff like, let me just go watch this movie. It was free to see, but I gave him some tips. And for a 48-minute film, I was like, this is a really good film. And how he's just talking about getting films made in Wisconsin, getting films, get us a film studio back again over here. We need to get our taxes sent us and everything. That's what I've been the big push about as well, but also just trying to, get this up and running. Action Wisconsin. That's what we need, and we saw supports from Hollywood people. We got Mark Ruffalo, who's from Wisconsin, the screenwriter from Jurassic Park, who is also the original Jurassic Park and Dominion. He is from Wisconsin as well, and said that I'm happy that films are being considered again in Wisconsin and being made here again. Ethan
No,
Hawke gave us support.
you got my humble
Big
opinion,
names.
Wisconsin needs
And they are
me too.
considering, yes, that we are going to select Milwaukee and Eau Claire, Wisconsin to be some of the big scouting locations. It will help tourism. It will help out promote local business and everything. And yes, we do have Governor Evers support. So that's the big thing. You need the government to be supportive. And thank you. And how people are saying that you guys are one of 13 that don't have this and are lower for like this is the big push we've seen. A green and gold, I've been told many times, have done well over here, and it's about people from Wisconsin. So that's the stuff we need to see promoted. Indie films are getting, I would like to say, some more attentions lately because people are either finally seeing them to they're getting some more big push. Even on the smaller side of things on some streams, they're getting a little bit better promoting them. So that's great. International films are coming over here more often, despite the tariffs and everything. But it's happening. It's the big push that people are saying that they're moving away from Hollywood and want to watch more of these guys over here who seem to be getting it in gear. We've seen the fall of Western animation completely, save for the few that are still surviving. Like I said, with K-pop, Disney has been not doing very well. I mean, I would like to like ILO, but I was like, why is this film the way it is? We've seen the fall of Pixar. We've seen
Yeah.
questionable decisions of these horrible live action remakes. Snow White was the breaking point, finally, but then Lilo and Stitch had to do so well, despite that being a meh 5 out of 10 film at best. But that's not saying too much from considering the trash we had to get there to get one good 5 out of 10 film. And now DreamWorks is still doing this with their films with How to Train Your Dragon. I fear the day they're going to remake The Prince of Egypt because me and Rosetta are going to be like,
Do we just need to go around the block?
and just remake beloved classics.
Can we Joker, I
Not
have the car. We could go drive around a little bit and hi Disney. Yeah, we had DreamWorks. We heard you were remaking The Prince of Egypt. Yeah, that's not gonna go there today.
especially that you're
But
never going to recreate Deliver Us, which I'm pretty
and Val
sure Hollywood
Kilmer's not
everyone's going to
here
be
with us.
saying, not unless you pay me.
And Val Kilmer's not here with us anymore.
Val's not here.
That's the hard part. No one could do it. No one. I know there's a few out there, but they're hard to name. But Joker's right.
We are seeing monopolies being formed, sadly, like right now with the with me waiting the dreadful when it gets approved of the Netflix WB merger because WB's like, nope, told the shareholders, told their employees, they reject the Paramount bid. And we saw Paramount go back on the word saying that we will get 30 films per year if we buy you out. Because their Avatar movie that was supposed to be in theaters, they say drop it on Paramount Plus. Hello,
Yep.
as an Avatar fan, that's not cool.
Nope.
You promised 30 movies per year in the theater with WB. You should be doing that every single freaking year. And now this is like, yeah, we're not going to do it. Shows finally ended. Stranger Things ended this year, finally. It only took them 45 hours across all 5 seasons. So, yes, 45 hours for the complete Stranger Things to watch all 5 seasons, 45 hours in total.
Wow. Oh God, I would probably fall asleep in the middle of 4 or 3.
I think even Dash said season 1 had the best writing. We can get to season 4, they have the best villain. 2 and 3 are still iffy. 3, for me, it's like, okay, they're definitely doing the whole Terminator 2 route, bigger, better, but also we try to increase better villains. But that one's like, nah. I mean, it was still good, but I felt like the magic was lost. But then he said, like, 4 had the best villain when they finally introduced the main threat. I'm like, here we go. Now we're talking. This is an actual villain now. And then 5 has been all over the place. Vaughn said it's still good. I've been looking at Vaughn's tweet. He's like, he's been liking it. Dash has been liking it too, but I think they are overblowing. Like they all said that the whole Will is gay scene. Like, I mean, that's overblown. I think.
That is very. I
I
feel
think
like
that's
that was
overblown.
blown way. It was blown way out of proportion.
I think it could have been written better to just them being more
Yes,
subtle about it, or just don't do it and just make it subtle more at the end. I think that would have
but
been
they
more
made it. I feel like
efficient.
they made it a complete focal point, which should not be needed. But
I mean, if the
then
ending's good,
again,
I'll pick a better ending. But I have yet to see the ending or what it's actually like. We've seen the more strong debate of why is it taking almost years to get 8 episodes, where you could say Lost back in the day, they were on film, filming these episodes and pumping them out season by season, where it takes a couple years to get 8 episodes for Strangers for Wednesday. It was Wednesday because I know how much people were waiting for Wednesday, and it's like we get 8 episodes, and it took them like 2 years, or I forgot how long it took them to get those 8 episodes out. And it's like that does beg the question: why are we waiting so long and to get like just 8 episodes for a fairly good season? I still liked it enough to get through it. I mean, that's the big question. Like how long are we going to keep waiting for these streaming companies to film these episodes and be like, well, we're a couple years late, but here you go. Where shows back in the day were just pumping content out left and right. Again, look at how many seasons we got with Lost or Smallville. Look at Smallville, how long that was pumping stuff out the door. Charm,
or the
House MD, Grey's Anatomy, you name it.
and the Sopranos, although with that fucking cut to black, yeah, get the hell out of here with
I
that.
actually love the ending for Sopranos because it's kind of I do love that because it's like it's up to you to decide that did he see his daughter in the end because she's the only one that goes to church with him, talking about the whole how we got here to America. He's the only one that he really likes in the end. But also at the same time, you got to remember that final episode is kind of repeating episode one again. It's like, here we go again. We're back to the beginning again. Junior's not getting therapy, despite him, ironically, Tony going through this therapy for all those years. And did it work? Did it not work? Who knows? Like, you're slowly waiting for stuff to happen. But if he got shot at the end, I'm still going to say this. That would be disappointing. I'm like, I don't want him shot at the end. Despite him saying, ironically, the dinner scene in The Godfather was his favorite scene, where Michael just shoots those two guys. He's like, that's what your favorite scene. That would be unsatisfying to me. So I kind of like the ending is up for your interpretation of, did he die? Is he still alive? And since James Gandolfini isn't with us for so many years, we can't ask him. I wish somebody did ask him. Hell, yeah. I wonder if his son knows. I wonder if his son, he told his son saying this is what the ending is actually is about. Because I would ask his son right away, saying if I ever meet him, saying like, did your father ever tell you about what the actual ending to Sopranos actually meant to be? Because that would be cool if he actually did say. And it's like, this is what the actual thing's about. So there's that. What else is there? Like, gaming content. I'm going to say this. Despite me saying Claire Obscured is a little overhyped, here's the thing. It got a lot of people talking about it. They got a lot of people talking about turn-based. Do we keep, or even like Final Fantasy, what they're doing as well. Because, good Lord, who knows what the 17 is going to be. Full-blown action or turn-based. But I just say, make a good Final Fantasy game. Make it a good game. Turn-based or action, make it a good game with some good mechanics and a decent story that people will fall in love with. I like 16 enough as the next guy. Is it the best? Maybe after 13, 14, and 15, I say this is probably number 2, with 13 being my personal favorite to be number 1. But we'll have to wait and see. If my mind will change, we have seen the industry, all industries take a big, huge dump because they just don't know what they're doing. Movies, anime, we've seen animation. I don't know about the music, but this has been one of those years where people say we're doing great, but there's a little subtle line underneath they like to ignore. That's like, just things are happening. They are changing quickly. And like it or not, I think a crash is going to happen. We've seen this with movies. They've been saying all along, well, despite there being profits, there's still not enough people coming into theaters. Why? they're coming to streaming quickly. 2 weeks in theaters, and it's already out on streaming. That's what's killing the industry because they're not lasting it long. Like I said, with that Netflix buying thing with WB, you could say goodbye to the theaters shortly if it fully goes through or if it gets stopped by the government.
Exactly. We saw and look, we saw the positive effect of Astrobot winning last year's Game Awards. Look what happened this year at the Game Awards here. We
With
had
Claire
more.
winning, I think that was still a good win for them. It
I'm
proved that
glad.
people who want content like this. It is weird. We're still talking about AI. I don't think AI will be the future. It's not quite the tool yet, but they're using it for cheap things just to pump out the door left and right. I think it was even like the Amazon show called House of David. They admit to using AI for one of the episodes, but it's like, and when you do look at it, it's like it looks so cheap. It's like, why would you do this? You can't do like small miniatures or do stuff. And I get what the creator said that they couldn't make a show with small of a budget, but they did it anyways, and they used AI. But it's like, why would you openly admit to that you use AI for at least what he said was like 70 shots? I'm like, that's 70 shots you could have given to a talented creator and be like, here, let's be a little creative without AI. But what are we going to do? What are we going to do with that? You can't do a whole lot with that. Take it with you will, but AI is slowly creeping. We've seen Marvel go full blown panic mode right now.
Yep.
They are fully blown. Like, I've seen all the trailers for Doomsday, and I'm not happy. It's just member berries. Dismal Disney, Marvel, bust and everything.
These are the big these are the big trends. These are the big trends for 2026. These two right here. What's gonna happen?
What's gonna happen to Marvel? I think if Doomsday fails, which they are not gonna allow it to fail, I think they could just fully reset the universe because there was no plan. There's nothing. Captain Falcon failed at the box office big time. Thunderbolts was actually pretty good, but again, even then, that film didn't make money.
Looking back at Thunderbolts, I get what they were trying to do. Like the move, there is a movie in there. There is a movie in there.
It just took a little bit too long to get through. They could have had a better editor or just pace things better then. Because you were in that bunker for a pretty long while, and then when they finally got out, it's like, all right, movie time, and we're still doing this. Although it was funny that for David Harbour to when he says, "You later, don't go."
And finally, I could safely say we finally got a decent Galactus live action. I've yet
to see Fantastic Four for stats, but what Phoenix have said and what everybody else has kind of said, it is a good movie in there. There's some stuff that works really well, but it almost feels like there should have been movie 2 or 3. And yes, Robert Downey Jr. as Doom. No, please, no. We all know why. Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., and a lot of the old cast from that long list of chairs that we see from the Fox universe. We all know why they're all here. It is member berries. It is member berries to say, you remember this, you remember this. And even like the 97 creator Bill, when he saw the trailer, he had his own few things to say, but in layman terms, we get it. Cyclops is in the iconic blue and yellow now with his iconic glasses now, properly, finally. Thank you. But in my opinion, too little, too late, because I just don't care. But it's the original. I just don't care, man. It's a film that has nothing going for it. Someone's going to say, yes, it does, but tell me one thing you really want to see out of Doomsday. I can't think of anything because this is Dr. Doom. He deserves respect, not just, okay, Robert, we're just going to have you play Dr. Doom so you can get everybody back into the theater. That's what it is. Robert's only there to gain more money. Evans is brought back to gain more money and the trust back. Doomsday was not planned at all. It was planned, but it all got bumped up because of what happened to Jonathan Majors. He is so lucky that there was more footage to show him that he was innocent. And don't worry, Michael B. Jordan is still talking to him, so I'm glad he was found innocent, but man, it could have been a whole lot worse for him.
Oh yeah, I agree on that one.
I
And
always keep saying,
also,
I want to see all the evidence. I
really
want to see all the proof.
exactly, and also what really hurts Doomsday for me was those blatant leaks before Thunderbolts even hit the theaters. You and I covered that a while back. I feel like that's what really hurt. It hurt not
We
just
saw who was confirmed to be alive, who to not be dead. I'm still glad the fake Taskmaster was killed off. Like, no, stay there. You stay there.
Oh, I cheered for that one. I cheered that scene. I'm like, yes. The one thing they did right in that movie. The one thing they did right. Oh, I was so pissed. But then I had like the biggest satisfaction out of that. But with Doomsday, though, it's just member berries and trying to gain the fans of the trust back, which I understand. But this is going about it the wrong way. RDJ is Dr. Doom when the actual guy is right there. He is right there. He's standing right there, not even 3 feet from him. And we're doing this. It's like I feel like he was pulled aside by RDJ, like, hey, listen, man, this is just how it is in the movie industry. I'm sorry. But
I mean, that's just how the movie industry goes. They seek profits and margins. Comic books are still failing left and right, depending on who you're talking to. Of the comic. Oh yeah, that's right. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year,
we finally made it. 2026, and we're still talking in Knightcast. We finally did
it.
Comics, to me, unless I'm watching Clownfish TV or a few others, this will be a big thing. But it was nice this year that we got to actually speak to Phoenix, Vaughn, Darky Dark. It was wonderful to meet some creators that actually get their insight on their.
I would love to, and for Knightcast in 2026 going forward, I would love to meet more creators like Vaughn, like Phoenix, like everybody. It would be nice, and just to hear the stories and everything, because
I would love to hear their struggles.
We are indie friendly. We are very indie friendly.
We have promoted indie comic books and mangas, or just anything really that we could find for a little segment of Indie Bash or Indie Rumble. And I mean, that's why I love talking to Joe. I finally got my comic from Joe of Reaper the Destroyer. That was it's still a cool read. I still got to finish the last few pages. The first issue is dedicated to his father, who sadly passed away this year. So, but his father lived a good life, he said. So I'm glad that first issue is dedicated in memory to his father. So that's very wonderful. We've seen. We've also seen, sadly, I know there's a lot to talk about, but almost to wrap it up, but we have also seen the sad death of a lot of favorites out there. Some young, some old enough, that a lot of them have shocked me, that I feel like there's no way that this person could be gone. But it's like they are gone. We lost Tony Todd this year. We've lost Shang Tsung's actor. We've lost so many wonderful people on screen and off screen, people who work in movies, television, music, comics, manga, voice acting. It's all just like, you just take it and be like, you're joking, right? But then you look online, it's like, no, it's true that they're gone. And it's like, well, damn. It's like you just process that for a little bit and just go, damn, they're gone.
Oh yes, with Maggie Smith gone, and James Earl Jones gone, Ozzy's gone, Hulk Hogan's gone. It's like,
I think Ozzy took me by surprise because
that one.
to me, I didn't even know he was living with Parkinson, but he knew he stopped taking the medicine. But here's the thing: he went out like a true rock star, got the old members back, won the final performance. It's like, holy crap, man! I wish I was there because I keep telling the story that there was a time that I almost could have saw him because he was performing nearby. Because we were like kind of looking at like, wait, who's nearby performing? Ozzy was one of them, but kind of canceled before everything happened. So I'm like, damn. But
And despite everything, I watched his final performance. He could still go. Like, he could go. And I'm glad he had a chance to, like, sit back in the throne as it, like, like, slowly goes back and the audience is cheering. I think that was his way of, like, saying, "Thank you," and just going out and cheers and applause and being remembered. That's how you're supposed to go out as a legend, despite everything that's happened. I'm glad Ozzy managed to at least go on stage one last time, give the best show of a lifetime, and walk out and go out of the building with fans cheering. Anybody, to any rock star movie actor, that's how you should go, how you should be remembered. And I feel like that was a message Ozzy gave to us. And I feel like that's how he wanted to go, and I'm all for that. Hey,
he went on his
Bone.
own terms.
Yeah. But Joker, real quick, um, what do you see for trends of 2026? I know we have the Marvel movie bust already. I know we have the Disney woes and all that.
We're
Those
probably going to
are
see more increase of video game adaptations when Mario 2 does well. We're still going to see the misconceptions of turning everything into live actions or turning toy products into live action. Like, I think we're still getting that Daniel Kaluuya Barney movie, which I have no idea why he even is doing that for
what?
Mattel, and it's like so silly, and it's like, why are we doing that to other stuff when it's just like, just make a good movie like the Barbie movie was. Like, that was a good movie. It wasn't even woke or feminist at all. It was looking at both sides of everything, and that was a film like from 2 years ago, now three. It's like, it was a good movie. Like, that's what you need to do. Make a good product in the end. That's what people are going to look at. We're probably going to see what else? What else I'm trying to think about. Some of the usual suspects of blaming everybody, but I think people are catching on very much quickly nowadays that when you blame everybody, you start to lose money. When you start to lose money, you have no one to blame but yourselves. When you alienate an audience, they just say, sorry, we're done with you.
Exactly that. And we're probably, and also with all the upcoming game releases and everything, we're gonna see a lot of games come out. I'm excited. I'm excited for Mouse PI for Hire. I'm
Definitely for
hoping.
me, Resident Evil Requiem, because I know it's
Yes.
very soon. There.
Speaking of which, I did play the demo of Pragmata Sketchbook.
Oh, there's a
Worth it.
demo.
Worth it. It's on Steam right now.
Oh,
Worth
that's Steam. My PC's
worth
not
it.
upgraded. Oh, we'll talk
However,
about the RAM. We'll talk about the RAM. How, because AI is taking over, how much the RAMs are going up, how graphic cards are going up. So you might as well get them now, ASAP, and build your PC or do
yeah,
it now.
do it now, guys.
I think what I
Because
need to do soon, because mine is pretty old. So
I got fucking lucky on this one. I really got lucky while I was.
I know I'm still rocking a GTX 1050 after 4, 5, 6 years now. So
I'm amazed what you could do with that Joker. I was amazed.
I still play Sekiro, so this thing runs it fine. It meets all the requirements for Sekiro, so that's why I'm like,
Thank you.
some of them I can't play. I'm so glad I got through a couple of them that I'm like, oh my god, I don't have enough for this, or I have enough, but it's the darn graphic cards that doesn't meet that. I was able to gladly back up a few more indies over this last year. I even got a response by one of the developers. So I am hoping for that game that I do have. Maybe this year they will finally come together
Hey,
and be like,
Rexus.
we can finish the visual novel and do well. If not, I think it's safe for me to say that we will continue to wait, because sometimes it's best to wait and just be like, hopefully they can come together. I'm hoping I get some few announcements for some stuff that I will continuously wait for if they're ever going to go back to some different stuff. But it's this was one of those crazy years where I didn't expect to be here that often, but here we are every Wednesday night, just doing Knightcast and just having a good time, or hearing some great insights from everybody and be like, what are we going to do now? It's like, oh, here's the news for this week, or what we missed a couple times. So it's been a fun year. So it was a very fun year.
Yeah, I love, and also 2025 has been a
It
tumultuous.
was a, it was like a, it was so surreal this last year, because I was not expecting to wake up one morning and to be like, oh, California was on fire again, and then something else happened, and then another thing happened, and then it's like, shit, what's going on with everything? It was just a surreal year.
Exactly, but the fact of the matter is that we made it to the 31st
We always
of,
do.
as we always do, because even though tomorrow's never promised, however, it's how you make of it is what really counts. Nightcast, I love doing Nightcasts. I love doing all this. Um, Thank you everybody for checking in on me during the 4-day hiatus thing. I'm okay. I'm back 100%. I'm ready to do this for 2026. Um, I've been getting better sleep. I have been getting better sleep, and I'm ready for 2026. I cannot wait to do more episodes of Nightcast with you, Joker. Get some more people in here, and some new faces, some new content. Indie creators, we would love to hear the stories. Um, and of course, the new gaming streams we got going. Everybody,
Hopefully, I'll
please.
upgrade my PC and I can start
Yes,
streaming on PC.
Joker would love to
Probably, I
get.
think I'll go up to maybe a 380. So
There you
go from
go.
1050 to go 380, because I just don't know about the 480, the 500. I don't think I need that much. I think even some of the stuff I see, like it's at 260. So I'm like, I think 380 will do me just right for a while, and then upgrade everything else after that. So
But guys, 2025, I'm glad we're able to close out this year yet again with all of our good friends. Last year we hit Last year on the channel we hit a milestone. This year it really picked up. So we're gonna go into 2026 better than ever, and I'm excited. Cannot wait to do more. Um, but be sure to check out everybody's channels. We love each and every one of you. Thank you to Rexus. Rexus, you're here with us. Hey, positivity all around. It's all right. Um, we're all here. You're around with good people. Raquel, thank you for coming on by. Bone, thank you for coming on by. Vanessa Kitty, Big Angry Phil, Lavistra for the $2 super chat. Thank you again. Uh, Fire, Lilith, Bullet Silence, General Sorrow, Jorge, um, John, Big Angry Phil, California Ford with this $2 super chat, MGTOW Outlaw, and also Sarah Outlaw George and Killer J. All of you have been so amazing tonight. Um, we're gonna get out of here. Also, one very, very last thing. We did the watch party poll, and believe it or not, despite all odds, despite all the the
I
bullshit.
saw it.
X-Men Evolution has
Has won.
won the
But don't get too excited, folks. We will do season 1 because we're not watching 4 freaking seasons in a row. We will do season 1 and then we'll decide do we want to continue in another poll. So we will do the first season.
Yep, the
That's
first
Evolution.
season. Yep, the first season of X-Men Evolution has, and there you see X-Men Evolution, despite all odds. That
I thought
triple.
for sure the Heron would have won.
Yeah, I was shocked. We had a triple. We had 3 winners of the previous poll. That has not happened before. So it's like, you know what? Let's put all 3 together, see what happens. And X-Men Evolution, despite everything thrown at it, came out on top. It'll be season 1. We're gonna
What?
watch.
Ridiculous. I can take more than one.
But anyway, guys, happy 2026. We love
Happy
you
New
all.
Year, everybody. Stay safe out there. We will see you tomorrow.
Yep. See you all tomorrow.